Okay, looks like we're about to start Mecha Hack. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel again. If you're here, I don't know if we have any viewers, and well, honestly, I don't care. I'm just doing this for fun. So we get to hang out and do stuff, and if people watch, great. If people comment, then maybe we will respond to them. Who knows? Um, we'll see. But thanks for coming. Thanks for you two for coming and playing this game. I hope that we have a good time. We lost a person right before we started. Somebody dropped out, but that's cool. We can still do it with two people. But today we're playing Mecha Hack, and we're gonna do Mecha League. So the whole basic premise of Mecha League is that on the planet of Lodestar Alpha, there's this popular pastime known as Mecha League. The idea being that certain peoples come out in their mechs and show off how cool they are. It's sort of like playing soccer or basketball, but with mechs, and therefore missiles and stuff, right? So like that's a thing. It is a very lethal sport. People do blow up. So that is an actual danger that could happen. But it's a sport, and so you and your squad mates, so you two, as well as maybe an NPC, I don't know, I'll figure it out. Have managed to get signed up for the Mecha League to show off how cool you are. You are level 2 mech pilots. And in your, level 2 mechs, one of you's actually a vet, like long-standing mech pilot. But you guys have proven yourself in some combat, and so you, for whatever reason, Squadron 3, which is what you're part of, was selected to participate in Mecha League. You're supposed to be going against Squadron 4, but it seems while you're in the locker rooms getting ready for the actual event, or like by your mechs or doing last-minute tune-ups and stuff, you find out that the Squad 4 was called out on some mission that involved like a very dangerous thing. There was like some kind of breach of some wall somewhere, and they had to go deal with it. So a last-minute substitution has been thrown in, and you don't know who that is, and everyone seems to be really hush-hush about it. So you have to find out when you get out on the field. But the point is that you have your mechs, and you are going to playing in the sport. The basic concept in Mecha Hack, for those that haven't played and for those that are watching at home who are interested, the basic concept is that you have 4 stats. You will have your power, your mobility, then your systems, and your presence. And each of those stats determines basically everything you can do, whether the pilot or the mech itself. And the combination of your mech is the pilot type and your chassis. So you'll have your pilot, who's some kind of trained pilot that's got some kind of special abilities, and then you have your mech's chassis, which is going to be, got to have light armor or heavy armor. It's going to have various features that go along with it. And your deal here with this character is to use these things to your advantage and try to do the best that you can based on that. But to succeed in any actions, you're going to roll a d20. That's basically what you're going to do. And you're going to try to get underneath the stat number. So if you have like a power of 13, then you just roll a d20, try to get under 13, right? It's very simple. Certain things will affect that. Like, for example, heavy weapons, they add a +2 to the attack number, right? But they also add a +2 damage. So like they're like really helpful for these kinds of things. So you basically have to try to succeed with a heavier weapon, but then you get to do more damage, right? That kind of stuff. So essentially you're trying to get under your numbers and do the best that you can, as I said. But you can do these cool special things, and yeah, let's just see what you can come up with. The one thing to note is that some of your special abilities call for a reactor roll. And it's, if you're aware of or not aware of the usage die concept in some of the other hack games that came out of the Black Hack, you are going to roll a die, and that'll be the reactor die for the individual chassis itself, which will be, in your guys' cases, a D8 or a D6. And if you get the 1 or 2 on that die, you will lower your reactor die. Unfortunately, 6 is the lowest number, so for the vet hybrid character that we have here, if you roll 1 or 2 on your D6, you will be overheating. And what that means is you will have to take a round to sit there and vent off the heat from your mech, make some basic repairs, and then you can come back into the fray. restoring your reactor die and whatever all. Some things cause disabling mechs, but that's something we'll get into if we get to that point. But yeah, and so that's it. So that's the whole thing. And then you have health points and you have armor points. And when you get hit with stuff, which will be a roll. I never roll dice in Mecha Hack. It's always going to be you, the player. So there's lots of systems where that's the case. This is the same here. You guys are role players, so I'll say something like you're getting shot at by a mech, and you'll roll mobility to see if you got hit or not. And then I'll say something like, you'll be like, I want to shoot the guy. Then you're going to roll power to see if you actually shoot the guy, and I won't roll any defenses. You just, if you succeed, you succeed. It's very simplistic and elegant that way. But you will have armor. So if I say, hey, you're getting shot at, and you roll a mobility, and you manage to succeed, then you dodge the attack, no problems. But if you don't, then you're going to take damage. And that damage will be a number that is determined. And you'll have to decide whether or not you want to use some armor points to decrease that number, or just take it to your hit points. So that's why your hit points are so low, and your armor points might be so high. I think I actually messed it up on everyone's character sheets. No, just the vet hybrid. I mixed them up. So your armor points should be 5, not 10, and your hit points should be 10, not 5.
Gotcha. All right.
But your hit points. What?
Just a question about the reactor die on page 8. It does say that there is a D4 reactor die.
Oh, there is. Oh, well, my bad.
Yeah. So just.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fair. My bad on that one. Thank you for correcting that. And it's been a while since I've interacted with Mecha Hack, so thank you for reminding me. So D4 is the lowest number of your reactor die. And then when you get to that one, then you're overheating. So if you get a 1 on that one, then you're overheating. And then you have that thing where you're out for a round trying to cool off and, make repairs and that kind of stuff. So that's how you do. You get disabled when you get to 0 HP. So we'll get to that when we get to that. That's what I mean. But that's it. Any questions now?
No, sir.
I think I got it.
All right, so let's get into it. This adventure, Mecha League, was written by Gwen Reed. I hope that's how you pronounce their name. But because it's either Reed or Red, one of the two. Maybe it's Gwen Red. I don't care. But it was made by them, and it is a interesting situation because it's slightly different from your typical Mecha Hack adventure. Most of the time, your typical Mecha Hack adventures are like, there's a thing and you got to go blow it up, or you got to break through some defenses, or monsters attacking, or something, right? This one is sports. And so I actually had to make a bit of a mini map for myself to be able to keep track of where you guys are, and then I have misplaced my map. Where did my map go? Oh, I put it over to the side over here. So this is going to be the map that we'll be using for me to keep track of where you are. There's 2 goal zones at either end of the field. Looks like a typical football field, right? 2 goal zones at the end of the field, and when you get to the goal zone, then you have to do a shoot action to take the ball, which is what you're going to carry through this whole thing, and shoot it to score a point. If you succeed, you score a point. If you failed, you missed, right? And upon failing, anytime you fail any of the rolls here when you're trying to do actions, failing them means that you transfer possession to the other player. I'm sorry. Transfer possession of failed test. Yeah, failed test. Yeah, a failed test means you transfer possession. If the success in this, yeah. So we can transfer it over. So that's how we do this. So that's where it works. But anyway, you got to get the ball from the middle. That's what the square box is. That's where you'll reset each time you score a point. We'll reset back there, and then we'll do this whole how this thing works for getting the ball, and then you'll have to try to move it to the goal zone, which typical football style is if you're on this side, you got to move it that side, right? Same way the other way around. But you're gonna move it, and so I just did this to keep track of distances because this game uses elastic these distances that are slightly different than feet. So I did that to keep track. So that's my little mini map to keep track of where you guys are on the field, and I'm going to use some dice to keep track of you moving back and forth on the field.
Nice.
All right. Readjust a little. Cool. So at the beginning of this thing, like I said, you guys are in the locker room when you're sort of getting ready for the game. It's your support squadron. So there's you, the both of you, and then like a whole team of like technicians and stuff doing a bunch of technician-y things, like spraying things down and filling up fuel tanks and whatever other things that they do. Maybe trying to wax out some damage from the outside of your mech from the last time you were in a fight. But you also have backup team members just kind of hanging in the wings, right? Like people that you would call in case of an emergency, or if somebody gets like badly damaged, that kind of thing. So it's like a squadron of people, in this room. And outside the room, you can hear the sound of like the crowd. You know that you're in Lodestar Alpha's Megadome Stadium, and there's a giant crowd of people, and you can hear them. Like it's muffled, right? But it's like you can hear like people cheering, you can hear people stomping, you hear like some like guitar riffy music like going on, to get the crowd all boosted up. Do you guys want to do anything before I open the doors and launch out the game?
So do we know each other?
You do.
We're
You're
on
part
the
of
same squadron?
Yeah, you're on the same squadron. You're all part of Squadron 3.
All right. So my pilot's name is Carl Cross, and he likes reminding everyone, I've been doing this since I was a kid, before you were even born. But he thinks we're on the hard times. That's why we're trying to make some money playing in the games.
Right. Yeah, my pilot is Dick Latrine, Maverick, and he's sometimes you think he's just not all there. Like he's good in the mech, but when he gets out, he's just kind of a space case. And so yeah, he does like the high five, low five, fist bump, thing, and it's like, yeah, let's go get it. Let's go get him, Granddad. Should I call you Pops?
Oh, Pops works. Pops works. Of course, if you're in arm's reach when you call him that, you get a cuff.
Yeah.
Or he'll try. He's probably a little slower these days.
Yeah, it's high five, low five, face slap.
That's perfect.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm ready to rock and roll.
Cool.
Okay. I'm kind of like flexing my neck and rolling my shoulders and, getting loosened up.
What is your call signs? I caught the names, but what are your call signs?
I'm the Grave Master. I've mastered the grave. I should have been dead more times than you've had lives, kid.
Virgo. Yeah, we drew him out of a hat, and I got the really bad one. So yeah.
I mean, I had a mech called Voodoo Slapshot. Yeah. Cool. So Virgo and Grave Master, you guys are essentially the point man for this particular game. There's gonna be a backup player helping you out, but he's gonna kind of be hanging out in near the end zone essentially, to make sure that the other team doesn't necessarily just roll up and score on you guys.
Nice.
So normally the game is not played with a goalie. Right, because they've got to get to the zone, and you guys are going to basically try to take the ball back, and it's a big fight out on the field, right, in the middle of the thing. So, like, usually not played with a goalie, but your particular team has the strategy, and your strategy is to, like, you two going out there and wreaking havoc, trying to get the ball and scoring, while you have a guy in the background to block them if they get past you, right? So it's a semi-aggressive plan of, like, you two doing all the things that you're going to do while you have a defensive player. And usually, like I said, usually not how this game is played. But also you got thrown a curveball because you were supposed to go against Squadron 4 and then bam, they disappeared.
Okay. So is it effectively like a 3-on-3 game here? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to use 3 mechs to deal with you guys, so that's going to be the other side. And I do have the third pre-made mech hanging out back here, and I'm just going to use him as like your goalie. Mix it up a little bit. Cool. All right. So at the start, as you guys are ready to get out there, your squadron commander is giving you guys the normal talk, and he's like, "Oh, fellas, this is not like a normal mission. You're not going to be killing anyone unless you have to, but." Obviously you're going to disable their mechs, but don't blow them up once they're disabled, right? They're on the same team. They're just a different team. So just get out there and show them. I mean, even if we lose, at least we can show them the Squadron 3 is not a squadron to be messed with, right?
Yeah.
I mean, also, no pressure or anything, but this is being televised across the entire planet. So,
good.
No pressure.
Right.
Not a problem.
So as you guys get ready, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Virgo. Is your mech, your chassis, is it mobile, or what are you going for there?
Yeah, I'm basically fast. I'm, a striker / kind of scout. Well, not really a scout, but he's definitely like a fast mover, but not necessarily a hard hitter.
Okay.
Yeah. Decently hard hitting, but mostly like, in that same way, like there's a reduction in hardness in hitting in replace for speed, right? So it's kind of a balance in that regard.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. And then your what is your third player's call sign? Yeah, I'll let you guys choose.
Catbox.
Got it. Yeah, Catbox.
He usually has the dirty job of cleaning up after us.
I mean, and to be fair, he's also a heavy with a chain gun and stuff, right? This is so yeah. His job is to literally hunker down and take the damage. So yeah, that tracks. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so you guys get out there. You get to the doors to the bay to let you out onto the field. There's a person there that works for the stadium, and he's like on his headphones, and then he like gives you the signal, like the roll the hands, and then then he's like pause, and then he like does this thing where he like points to the doors, and right then the doors start to open, and you just hear the rider of the crowd, right, of people cheering, and then there's some stomping, like. And then this guitar riff just going real hardcore, and then like, on the challengers, Squadron 3, and you guys get like some cheers, not a lot, like not the whole stadium, but you get people, you've got fans out there, or at least people that are cheering for the underdog, like whatever, like this new guys, these new challengers, right? And so you get to freely walk out on the field. I'm going to let you guys, if you want to showboat as you walk out on the field, go for it. It will cost you no resources. I won't make you roll anything. Just whatever you want to do.
I will definitely stride out, one arm up, and I've got glide thrusters. So as I pump my fist, I'll do a little 360 jump and land. Just kind of introduce myself.
Yeah, a little spin roll thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to like come running out behind Gravemaster, take a big leap, and then go into like a shoulder roll and come up in sort of 3-point superhero landing.
Nice.
Put a fist up in the air.
Yeah. And then Catbox just sort of lumbers out. Behind you guys, and then he just takes his chain and just points up in the air and just right up in the air, and everyone just starts screaming, right? Like they're giving you guys, like, you had some cheering, but now you got like higher cheering because of your cool showboating as you guys came out onto the field.
Right.
Yeah. People are.
Yeah, the Catbox literally has his own zip code, so
Yeah, and his new Lodium armor is shiny as hail right now, and he's like, they polished it up, so he's even looking even more slick right now, so that he can hang out in the backfield and shoot his gun around in circles. But then right after you guys get on the field, and it's clear that you have an end zone, like there's like a clearly marked on your HUDs, like your heads up display. It's marked that like one side of the field is yours for at least this round. And just sort of marked up there, and so you guys can march right over to it. And the scoreboard like behind you displays like your information. Like you got one of those things where it's like the shot of you guys when like right before you were getting everything going, where they took pictures of the pilots, right? And you're like arms folded in your jumpsuit kind of thing, where like it like sort of pans kind of around you a little bit, that sort of thing. and it's like it's got your stats and like your kill history and that kind of thing.
Yeah, in mine, my eyes are crossed through the whole thing.
Yeah. But yeah, it's got your basic bio, whatever you were willing to tell them, because I mean you don't have to tell them your whole life story, right? But like some the cool things that you wanted to highlight when it went national, like top of his class from the academy and like that kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. And after all that's done, the fanfare dies down a bit. The announcer comes on, and he says, "And now." And the whole place gets silent as the music kind of dies down a little bit. It's like, as you're all expecting, the champions, Death from Space! And there's just like this, pew, 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 and like this music just kicks on. And everyone just starts screaming. Door opens up, and out walks the champions from like the last 3 seasons. Their mechs completely polished up. And one of them even he's got this like thing where each time they win, he gets a new decal on the side, and he's got 4 wins, like on the decals on his side. But he's only won 3, so obviously he's expecting to win this one as well.
Oh boy.
But as you guys are watching them come out, like as everyone's screaming, there's these mechs that sort of line the outside of the Megadome. They're old decommissioned mechs. That just sort of hang out and look cool, but they all come into action. You hear the spooling that you recognize as a missile array, and all of the mechs, like sort of in unison, they all kind of rotate, and the missile bays just lock into place, pointed upward, and they fire. Each of them fires a couple of missiles out of their missile bay, which arc up and like collide in the center right above the stadium. But before they all collide into each other, they explode. And just this green and gold confetti, the colors of Death from Space, just sort of rains down on the crowd when everyone screams and screams.
Well, we got our match cut out for us, but we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll take these showboaters down.
Yeah. I'm on the comm to Cat Box, and I'm like, that guy with the decals, I want that back to 3.
Yeah.
Shoot that off.
Shot, new decal.
Got it. New targets. I understand. I'll make sure it's back to 3 before we end this match. Even if we lose.
Nice. And I'm actually looking for the Berserk mech chart just in case
it's in the mission manual.
Yeah.
Under the hybrid, it's at the very bottom underneath like the abilities for the hybrid.
Oh, is it listed there?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, there it is. Okay, my bad.
They were clever about it, and they're like, yeah, you'll go berserk, and then they're like, here's your chart.
Okay, that works.
Very clever about that. So there you go. So if you go into a rage, so yeah, that's the thing to note. So both Catbox and Virgo have typical mechs, but Gravemaster is walking around in this semi kaiju with armor strapped on top mech. This hybrid experimental mech that's very much like the Evangelions. If you know that show at all.
Helmed by a pilot with nothing to lose. That's right. That's me.
Sounds accurate. But yeah, some of the typical features, because you've worked with them before, some because you guys are on the same squadron, some of the typical features of this particular mech, are that it, it's, first off, a living thing. And then secondly, it can shoot this like blast of energy out of its mouth and just destroy targets like far away. It's just this energy beam that it just like it opens its mouth and just blasts out this energy beam, which is terrifying. The downside, however, is that he doesn't. Gravemaster doesn't overheat like a typical mech. Gravemaster's mech goes insane whenever he overheats. And so that's a downside to having a kaiju with armor on it.
But I can use my reactor charge on him, right?
Correct.
Still?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly right.
So
And my veteran ability makes it less likely. I only downgrade on a 1 instead of a 1 or 2.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why the veteran is a good combination between the two. Makes it harder for him to overheat, but then so he doesn't go insane as much, and that's a good combination. But then you also you can charge his reactor so that if you know he's about to go, you try to help him, not go.
Right.
However, the other side to that, just to be clear, the Berserk isn't necessarily entirely bad because it sometimes means that he pounces on the enemy and tears them apart.
Yeah.
Yep. So the three possible actions for Berserking are he damages himself in his rage, he flees the battlefield and moves away, or he emits a thunderous screech at near targets and they take 1d4 damage. Yeah.
Yes.
So, sometimes it works out in your favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
So you guys they go to their corner right after, and the cheering kind of dies down a little bit. But eventually you guys are ready to go. The referee is just like an old guy on a floating disc, and there's a couple of additional referees on these floating discs. They don't have mechs per se; they're like drones mostly. But they have these like camera drones all over the place, so they can see you from all over. The camera drones are what's displaying this game nationally, like across all of Lodestar Alpha. But they are also using them to make sure you're not breaking the rules, which are few. There are a few rules. One rule is that you cannot, you have to go back when you score a point. You have to go back to your end zone, essentially your goal zone, and wait for the ball launch again. That's one rule. Second rule is that, don't break the first rule. Don't injure the referees, obviously, and there are timeouts. So if there's a timeout, then you have to stop. And then that's it. Don't injure the crowd. And there's lots of barricades and stuff to keep you from injuring the crowd. There's actually a huge wall between you and the actual start of the crowd in the bleachers. Anyway, think of it like in Quidditch and Hogwarts, where their seats are way up in the sky, kind of like that. But a bit closer, so they can see you with their own eyes. But they've got these protective walls, and then where it then goes up, it's like a clear barrier that they can see through, but also protects from missile attacks. Stray missiles have happened before, so yeah, so cool. So that being said, you realize that because you're going against the champions, you actually didn't tune your mechs up properly. So for the first bit of this game, until the first score is scored, your systems and presence will have disadvantage, meaning you'll have to roll 2 d20s and go for the worst of the two numbers until you score your first goal, and then you'll have calibrated your systems properly. You are not expecting to go against champions. You're expecting to go against a regular team, so you balanced out everything so that it was all balanced. But now you realize you're going to have to pour all of the different things into your main attacks, essentially, and that's what you're going to be putting.
Okay.
So the referee, he floats out there. He doesn't actually hold the ball. The ball is huge and heavy. There's no way he could hold this metal ball that you're supposed to carry, which is more just like a thing with a handle on it that you grab and you have to carry downfield and then throw and score.
Like a giant kettlebell or something?
Yeah, like a giant kettlebell. Exactly right. A giant kettlebell is probably the best way to describe it. Yeah, that's essentially what you've got. And can
you show me your map again real quick?
Yep.
That's where there's 5 zones in the middle, right? Plus the end zone?
There are 5 zones. Oops, sorry, you're
okay.
I forget which camera I'm using. There's 5 zones. So
perfect. Okay, thank you.
Yep. And so the zones sort of correspond to the movement in the system Mecha Hack. So the goal zones are really far away. But the only reason I did that is so that you have reasons to move, right? By moving 1, you move 1, right? Very simple. And you're going to start off in your goal zones. So you're all on the very back ends of the map itself.
Okay.
In your goal zones. And then you can move. So moving 1 moves you 1 forward or 1 backwards, however you want to move it. And then you have, so that's where some of your mobility things allow you to move 2 or stuff like that, and you can do that. And that's an option because of the way that I built this field.
Awesome. Okay.
Cool. So on your turns, you guys can do a couple of different things, but basically you can like attack, you can move, you can move. You do two things. Sorry, on your turn you do two things, and you can move, attack, do a test like an attribute to complete a task, or you can use an ability. Those are the four things you can do, and you can do two of them on your turn. This is not a kind of, if you can think of other things that you can do, you can also talk to me about them. Those are everything that I've ever thought of falls into one of those four categories. So, like, yeah. But yeah, so on your turn, you do those things at the start of this game at face-off. The orb is in the center, and then we're gonna roll initiative to figure out who gets to them first. So, the referee, he does his thing. He shouts to you like, "Follow the rules. We have an eye on you. Keep a track of this. No killing the pilots." That's like the second rule. Don't kill the pilot, right? That's dick move. Don't do it. If he happens to die, this is the thing. If they happen to die because of stuff that happens on the field, that's like okay. Justified killings are okay. But like if you're
target a pilot,
if you target a pilot, don't do that. If your mech goes berserk and you rip open the chest of a chassis and you yank the pilot out and swallow him whole, that's not okay.
I might not be in full control of my mech. That would not be on me. I'm just saying. She does what she wants.
That's fair. But yeah, so he goes to launch the ball. He presses the button and the ball launcher like fires the ball up into the air. And you guys now will roll initiative to determine who gets to the ball first. Initiative is rolling a mobility roll.
Okay.
Double check your rules to make sure. Initiative. You must roll initiative. Oh, it's mobility or systems. Sorry. Whichever's higher for you. That's what you're going to do. So you roll a d20 and try to see if you get under your mobility or system.
Although you don't want to roll systems right now because we're at disadvantage.
Because you're at disadvantage.
So my mobility, I succeeded.
Okay.
Nicely.
Likewise.
It's just pass or fail, right? There's no gradient of
nope,
success.
Just pass or fail. Yep.
Okay. So succeed.
I succeeded too. 16 under 17.
Nice.
Cool. All right. So you guys succeeded, which means that the other guys went after you. So you get to the ball first. So based on this, you kind of right, run forward, leaving. I'm going to leave the one guy back in your goal zone. You both run forward as fast as you can toward the ball, and you get to it first. So I'm going to move the other guys forward one zone, and you guys go two zones forward because you get to the ball first. So there's now a zone between you guys where you are with the ball as you get there. What do you do when you get to the ball? Is there any cool things you do to grab it? Who grabs it?
Is it kind of falling out of the air still, like a
it's
jump
dropping,
ball?
it's falling toward the ground.
Okay. As we're running out there, I'm gonna, Carl is a veteran, so I'm gonna say, "What's the play, Carl? Call the play."
You grab the ball, we'll cover you. Go for broke.
Okay. So I'm going to, when I get to the middle zone, leap way up and grab the ball, hook my left arm through the handle of it as it's coming down.
Okay.
And break right and start running toward toward our end zone.
Okay.
Although I assume that's kind of the end of our turn, so I'm still in the middle of the field.
Yeah, right. You grab the ball. So, yeah, that's what I was wanting to figure out, how you guys were going to play this grabbing the ball thing and who's going to actually grab it.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
So Catbox is still in the goal zone?
Yep, he's hanging out.
Okay.
He might move one zone forward, but for the most part, he's going to be in the goal zone or in that one space right in front of it.
Let's have him one in front. Is that okay?
Yep, totally fine. Moving forward.
Cool.
So I'm keeping track of it. So this is going to be really awkward, but I'm using dice for you guys.
I'm doing the same exact thing.
Yep. So that's what we're doing.
Cool.
You two are the green ones, and red is Catbox, and then those are the other guys. Using Star Wars dice for the other guys.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm doing kind of a Heisman Trophy pose. With, the ball up under one arm and then a stiff arm out with the other hand.
Right.
So.
Okay. Cool. So I will the other guys, like I said, they moved forward. Let's just go back to you guys and then go. Okay. So you wanna do a thing now? It's your turn.
So prepping for Virgo to take the ball in. I want to step forward one zone.
Okay.
And then I want to shoot at which one is the guy that has the extra logo?
I should have named these guys.
Yeah, let's get some names. Some bad guy names.
Guys. Yeah, hold on. So we're gonna do the you know what? Let's pause the game to name them. We're going to use the named generator.
Nice.
Cool.
Where are you, name generator? Where's the name generator?
In the first book, and it's towards the back. Call signs 18.
18. Cool, thanks. I knew it was somewhere near the end of the character creation, but I couldn't figure out where. Okay, cool. All right, so what I'll have you do is I'll have both of you roll a d20 and tell me the numbers, and I'll work my way through.
I got a 20.
Okay.
That's bad, right?
No, it just means he's got a cool name.
I have a 7. Oh, yeah. This is for the random name generator.
So the first one's called Paladin Midnight. And now roll both of you roll a d20 again for me.
12.
9.
12 and 9. Nomad. Raven. Wow. These are cool names.
Jeez.
and then
very goth.
The third.
2.
17.
Viper Zero.
Okay,
so these are Paladin Midnight, Nomad Raven, and Viper Zero. We're gonna say Viper Zero is the one with the additional decal.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shoot my beam cannon at Viper Zero.
Oh, you're gonna use your Maw cannon?
No, not the Maw cannon. Just my heavy weapon. Just the heavy weapon.
Got it.
So this should be a power test. I have a +2, so I need a 10 or less to succeed. I missed. But I'm letting him know I'm coming after him.
A 10 or less is that?
Well, because I have a power 13.
Yep.
And you have to roll less than.
Yep.
And I have a +2 to hit on the beam on the heavy weapon.
Yeah, right. I get it.
I needed to tell you.
Yeah, cool.
And with my thrusters, I'm actually gonna use it to scoot backwards one again.
Okay.
Go on back in the middle.
Yep. Cool. You moved forward. Yeah. So you did the glide thrusters.
Move action forward, fire action, and then glide thrusters lets me do a free move.
Like an additional move without an attack of opportunity. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Cool. All right. So is that how it goes? When you make an action, you can choose. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Cool. All right, cool. And then we'll go to you, Virgo. What do you want to do on your turn?
Okay. So if I move forward 2, I'm going to be in the zone where they are.
Correct.
Right? Yes.
Okay.
But one note is if you do move forward 2, by repeating the action, you will have to do reactor die roll. So if you do the same action twice on your turn, you have to make a reactor die roll.
Okay. I'm going to then do that.
Okay.
I will not move twice.
Mm-hmm.
I will move forward 2 to be between Viper Zero and Nomad Raven. So trying to split the difference between them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to activate my static cloud, which I assume I have some kind of ion dispersal unit. So like as I'm running, these crackles of lightning come out from like my legs and feet and spread across the ground and zap them. So this does a couple of things. It does some damage to 2 enemies nearby, and I become hidden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, throws up dirt and dust, or however you want to play that cloud.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have a question
roll,
though, because moving the 2 zones, that's moving far. That's 2 actions, right?
Is that 2 actions?
Yeah, that would be
you move
when you move 1 zone. So what I thought you meant was that, like, I know you said you move 2 zones, but I think that you meant to move 1. But what that, because the attack still goes to nearby, which I believe includes those guys, because they're 1 zone, they'd be 1 distance away. Let me double check.
Okay, so I've moved 1 zone and I'm attacking 2 guys nearby.
So close is the immediate touch range, and the near is the range just outside of that. And so by moving 1 forward, they're now in near range, so you can still do your thing.
Right.
Okay, good. Got it. So I rolled 10 under my mobility of 17.
Nice.
So that works. Do you want separate damages or just 1d4?
Just roll a d4 and I'll apply to both.
Okay. 2.
Okay. So now I got to decide if Viper Zero and who's the other one? Was it Midnight Raven or Nomad Raven?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Nomad Raven, I guess I had those as the 2 on the right.
Yep. That's fine with me. I just got to decide whether they used any armor points or not.
Okay.
For 2 damage, probably not. They probably just took it.
Nice.
Okay. I have marked them. Cool. So yeah,
okay.
So you said what exactly does it look like, so that I can describe it?
Yeah. So as I'm running, like this static discharge is coming out from my feet, with like little lightning bolts and stuff in it, and it stirs up the dust and dirt on the field and gravel, so it makes this kind of cloud, and they get incidentally electrically zapped from it, but also I'm kind of in the middle of this big dust ball. I look like Pigpen from Peanuts, right?
Nice. Yeah, so they're like, you see the discharge coming off of the outside, all the way up, and then you're in this dust cloud. You kicked up some dust, all around, so you're hidden from them. Cool.
Yep. And that's exciting. I have to roll my reactor die, and I rolled a 2.
Oh, starting off strong.
Yep.
All right, so your reactor die is going to drop to that D6 now, right? Yep.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So, well, I mean, that's the thing that happened.
But he starts at an 8, so that's okay.
Yeah, he's fine. It's just funny for it to be that quick to be like
the first turn, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And considering that he also has the ability to like beef up your reactor, but he has to make a reactor die roll whenever he does that.
Right. Yes, right.
Hopefully there'll be. How many timeouts do we get? Is it just one per side?
That's a good question. I should probably have chosen. We'll say 3 total. We'll give you 3 total timeouts.
Nice.
Yeah, so hidden mechs, and I'm just checking the hidden rules just to make sure I get it right. Hidden mechs and enemies do not provoke attacks of opportunity. Oh, okay. And then you're considered. So basically they're going to have disadvantage, or you're going to have advantage on mobility rolls. Okay, cool. Got it. All right. Cool. So they, the 2 of them, one of them will say, Viper Zero. He's gonna come at you. He's gonna try to roll up on you. Oh no, I guess he's got a gun, so he's gonna stay back. The other one will roll up on you. And why does nobody have blades? Nobody has blades. Apparently, this is a game of guns.
I've got a blade.
Well, now, it says Striker gets a sword, but I don't have it on my sheet.
Yeah,
so
you should have
I guess
it.
I'm
You
just
should
a
have
gun.
it, so I messed up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you should have a sword then. Yeah, I guess I just didn't record it for some reason. But that's fine. So anyway, yeah. So one of them is Nomad Raven is gonna roll up on you. He's gonna try to anyway in the dust, and he's gonna try to attack you with the sword. So you get this slashy thing, but you're gonna make a mobility roll to try not to get hit, and you get advantage on it because of the cloud of dust you've put up around yourself.
Okay, so the lower of 2.
Shooting?
Yeah, he's gonna be slashing with the sword.
Oh, slash. Okay, yeah.
Okay, I got a 6 under 17, so I just duck it.
You just duck it, yeah. You just right as you sort of go around, and then you're gonna get shot at by Viper Zero, who's just firing wildly. Actually, go ahead and both of you make a mobility rolls with advantage. He's gonna be just trying to strafe the field with the gun. You just hear it as he starts shooting.
Made it exactly. I got a 14 out of 15.
Oh, damn it.
I rolled a 17 on both dice.
Nice. All right, I'll count those too.
Wait. I have adaptable robotics. I can re-roll a 20 and take the second roll.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works with advantage or disadvantage.
Oh, it's a re-roll of 20. So what it is when you get a 20 on the roll, the like critical fail, you get to re-roll that.
Oh, it's re-roll an actual 20, not re-roll a d20. Got it. Okay.
Correct.
Then I fail.
Yeah. You fail, huh?
I fail.
Okay. All right. So then you get hit for some damage, which is going to be. Oh man. Well, I'll just say it's that. We'll just call it 6 damage.
Okay.
Yep.
Can I split it between my armor and hit points?
Absolutely. That's exactly how you can do it.
I'll take 3 on the armor and 3 on the meat, as it were.
Yeah. All right.
That hurts.
And then we'll have this guy roll. He's going to go 2 forward. Cool. It's just for the sake of it, I'll actually roll a die and see what happens. Nope, he's fine. Okay. All right. So the other guy he ran downfield a bit. I don't know what he's up to, but he's up to something. Cool. Back to you two then. And since we're going in the order that we were going in, let's just go with Gravemaster to figure out what he wants to do.
You said the third guy ran down the field?
Yeah, he's basically caught up with you. He's on the same level as you, but he's not next to you.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, he's just in the middle.
All right, I am going to step forward. And so now I'm in the same zone as Virgo.
Yep.
And I'm going to take a swing with my great axe at Nomad Raven.
Okay.
Is that also power or is that mobility?
That is also power.
Okay. Go, gadget axe. Take that, Virgo. Dang it. Missed it. My guy is lumbering. He may not be beefy like Catbox, but he's, yeah.
I mean, he does have heavy armor, so he is like a heavy mech, right? So he's much like Catbox, but Catbox has yet more armor, so he's even bigger. Because Catbox has 7 armor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he's a big boy. It's his job. That's his whole job. But so you're still heavy. That's why you have the beam cannon and stuff. But you.
Yep.
Yeah. So okay, so you missed that. So you moved and you missed. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Then we'll go to you there, Virgo. What do you want to do?
Okay. I am 2 zones away from the goal, so I'm going to double move.
Okay.
And roll my reactor die for it because I mean I'm probably not really a match in a heads-up fight with these guys, and I might as well not slow myself down to inflict tiny amounts of damage. So I'm just going to move and go ahead and eat the consequences.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. You could. You're not entirely weak, right? You actually have some damage that you can do, but you are currently hidden, meaning that for right now, anyway, until the end of this turn, you don't provoke attacks of opportunity, so you can run past these guys. So this is now. If you're gonna do it, now is the time to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna score a point rather than take out a mech. Yeah, I guess.
Correct.
Good.
We can do all the damage to him we want, but people are only going to remember who actually won the game.
And that will actually refresh our system and presence.
Yeah, you won't have disadvantage anymore.
As soon as you score, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I move 2, get to the goal,
Yep.
spike the ball, and fail my reactor die roll.
You fail
I
your
have a
reactor die roll?
1 on the D6, so I am
So he's
now
down to a
at
D4.
D4. So yeah, I'm doing like the end zone dance,
Sure.
and like you can see like smoke and like
So-
clearly something's wrong coming out the reactor port.
So actually, you haven't scored a point yet. So just FYI.
I have not.
No. So the
Okay.
the rules for the game, according to the rules in the book, in
Got it.
order to score a point, you have to make a shoot roll. But you're in the end zone now. So now you're in the goal zone. Now you can make the shoot roll, but you're out of actions, giving them
Oh.
one last chance to try to stop you.
So by a shoot roll, do I have to like put it through a hoop or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
you gotta
that?
throw it through a ring, like a big.
I got it.
floating
Okay.
Cybernetic ring thing. Yep. But that's fine. No, but you're in the zone that you can do that though. So this is the goal zone where you can make that shot.
Got it.
But yeah, so they've got it's sort of like when you cross into the goal zone to make a shot, like it lights up around you like red, like there's like a right. And then you see the in your HUD you can see these like lines sort of going up, like showing that you're in the zone. The crowd starts cheering, because they're getting all the things like and it's like getting alerted everywhere that you're in the goal zone. So a shot's about to happen. So everyone's like focused, and there's this cheering going on, a little bit of fanfare, as you are at your next turn going to get a chance to shoot to score.
So you can actually shoot at near range.
Yep. Yeah. So you
And you
can
have-
shoot from back. You could instead of moving twice, you could have shot once. Do you want to do that instead?
Yeah, I think that would make more
Yeah,
sense.
that's fine.
I'll stick with the reactor roll.
Yeah, that's fine.
Issue because it's still. Yeah, I'll keep that.
Okay.
But yeah, so making a shooting roll is
yeah.
that
So power.
Yeah,
You're gonna roll power.
Power to shoot for the goal. Yeah.
power? Okay. No, I miss. Oh shit.
So
17.
by missing, because you failed, you transfer the control of the ball to the other team.
So who does it go to?
Well, the closest person to him right now is Viper Zero.
Viper Zero. Okay, goes to him. All right.
So he sort of like leaps up and catches as it misses the goal, and like gets yanked back in by the gravity pole that they've got around the ring, that whips it around, so it comes back on the field and he catches it, and then he is going to try to move forward, one, and that'll be his turn. So he's now in the same
catching
zone.
his action. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, there's three of
I'm
us.
just ruling it as that to make it interesting. It
Okay.
doesn't say that the catch is an action. I'm just going to call it that. That he spent time to stand there and catch it, and then he moved forward. So he's now in the same zone as you, Gravemaster.
Yep.
And then you're going to get attacked by Nomad Raven, because you were
Yep.
just trying to attack him, so he's going to attack back. So make a
Oh,
mobility
jerk.
roll.
Oh, go gadget. All right, made it. 7 under 15.
Cool. So he swings at you, and you just sort of, move out of the way or something, right? You sort of, or deflect it with your weapon. However you want to roll that.
Yeah, I'll deflect it with. I have my great axe out, so I'll parry it with that.
Nice.
And on my turn, I'll be swinging right back. So
It's fair. The crowd is just cheering for this one-on-one sword fight that's happening in the middle of the field. Okay. All right. So then, and then the other guy will be waiting. Actually, yeah, he's gonna wait.
Paladin just chilling in the middle.
Yeah. Paladin Midnight. Exactly. Okay. So then back to you, then, Gravemaster.
All right. Well, in the spirit of tit for tat, I'll be swinging right back at Nomad Raven with my great axe.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping to use the momentum of the parry and smack him in the face. And I missed by 1. I rolled an 11, which makes it a 13. My power is a 13. So that was my move. I'm going to move using my glide thrusters to avoid the attack of opportunity. I'm going to move into the middle with Paladin.
Okay.
And actually, I'm going to go for a second attack on Paladin. I'll roll my reactor roll for that.
Okay.
So my reactor die, 3 on a d6, so I'm okay. My great axe attack on Paladin misses. These dice are rolling high. They like high.
Like, oh, you want to roll high, yeah? You're doing a roll under game? Why's that? And then when you're rolling, like, the typical systems of D&D and stuff, it's like, oh, you want to roll as low as possible, right? That's what we're trying to do here.
I'm gonna have to go find my son's dice. They tend to roll really low in D&D.
Yeah.
He gets frustrated.
I have notoriously bad D20 luck in those types of games.
Okay. So now it is your turn, Virgo. Remember, as he said, you can shoot near range. You can actually shoot at Viper Zero if you want to, or you can move and try to do something else.
I'm going to move up to him.
Okay.
As he's, taking off with the ball or getting ready to, and I'm going to try to, like slash at the back of his knee. Yeah. Effectively with the sword.
Okay.
I want to see if I can do some damage and keep him from running. So is that a power?
Yeah, that would be
roll?
Power. Attack is always power.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks. No, I rolled equal to it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a fail. Okay. So you miss as he sort of spin moves, as you attack him or something, or leaps probably because you were attacking his legs. So he really just sort of jumps and you miss. You swing under. So then he rolls. He's going to rush forward. He's actually going to try to go 2. And I will actually roll a reactor die for this guy to see if he decreases. Let's see. Nope. Rolled a 5, so he's fine. He is now up in front. Paladin Midnight is going to try to join him, but that provokes an attack of opportunity from you, Gravemaster, as he tries to run past you.
He's going backwards into the melee there?
He's going forward. He's running. He's going to basically try to run interference for Viper Zero with the ball.
Oh, stop, you fiend! Turn it! He's too quick.
Ducks out of the way and catches up. So right now I've got Viper Zero, if you're tracking at home, Viper Zero and Paladin Midnight side by side in the zone 2 zones ahead of your goal zone, right?
Yeah.
So he's there. And then that's where they're both at. And then we've got Nomad Raven, who's been in a fight with you, but he's gonna go ahead and submachine gun at you there, Virgo. So what you'll do is you make a mobility roll to see if you get hit. Oh wait, he's at close range. Oh no, he has disadvantage. So I'm just gonna grant you advantage on your mobility roll to not get hit.
Yeah, I'm good. 2 under 17.
Yeah, very good. So his firing just kind of misses you as he's too close to really get a good lock. Cool. And then jumping back, this is real fast because this is how things are going. Because we did this. Gravemaster, what do you want to do? It's your turn.
All right, so the ball is
move.
still...
Sorry. One move. He moved forward. Sorry. No matter Raven. After he shot, he moved forward. Now go ahead.
Nomad Raven moved?
Yeah, he's now in the same zone as you. Afraid he's got 2 actions.
Oh, in the middle.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I am going to fire into Virgo's hex there, aiming at Viper Zero. Is he still there?
No, Viper Zero is actually one ahead of you. So Viper Zero and Paladin Midnight are between you and Catbox.
Oh, he dashed forward.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
He dashed forward, and then I made a reactor roll, and he was fine.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna fire into. I'm gonna fire at Viper Zero.
Okay.
Who has the ball?
Mm-hmm.
This is with my beam cannon.
Yeah.
I hit it. I rolled a 3 under
Nice.
13.
Nice.
So this is a D10 plus 2. Max.
Nice.
So that's 12.
Okay.
I was missing and missing and missing, and I'm saving up for the finale there.
So he'll jump this 2. So then let's still take 7. Whoo, boy. Yeah, he's not. Dude, this is good. You hit him real solid, real hard. It chunk off pieces of his armor because I tried to suck up a bunch of the damage with 5 armor, right? He still had to take 7 after that. So he's not doing so hot. You can tell you definitely hurt him real severely in a single shot.
Question. So this game assumes that the weapons are all handheld.
Yeah.
So using a ranged weapon and a melee weapon in the same turn is not possible.
I mean, I'm not.
Dropping.
I'm not. It's a heavy weapon, so technically, yeah, you should have dropped your weapon or stowed your weapon to pull out your double-handed beam cannon.
Okay. Can I still do close combat? Just punch or a kick?
You know, I'm gonna say that. So yeah. So here's the thing. They don't really. This game doesn't really assume that you're. I guess yeah. We'll say yes. But like the weapons are part of the attacks. But we'll say yes. We'll say that's fine.
Because there is.
Let me go check the weapons.
There is the comment of unarmed damage on page 7.
Yeah. Without a weapon or an improvised weapon, you deal 1 damage die lower. Yeah, so yeah, you can still do it.
So because I have the glide thrusters, I want to make the most of my mobility.
Right.
So I shot. Then I want to use a free action to jump into Viper Zero's range without provoking the attack of opportunity.
Right. Slide in.
And then slide in and then go for like a leg sweep.
Cool.
Since I still have my heavy weapon out.
Yeah.
Sweep the leg.
And 19. It's all for naught.
So you tried to like slide tackle him essentially.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and you missed. You slid past him.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Cool. That was a lot. You did a lot there, though.
Yes.
All right. So Virgo, it's your turn. Remember, you have 2 actions. You've got, just to clarify, in your zone, no one. You've got a guy in 1 zone in front of you, and then some guys 2 zones in front of you.
I'm going to move. So I'm at the zone right now that's right before the goal on our end.
Yes.
Or on their end, I guess.
Yes.
But I'm going to move 1 zone closer to the center.
Okay.
And they are then 2 zones away from me, right?
I had you as
you are actually
2
now
zones away
zone.
from the goal.
Yeah. Here, let me show you. This is what I have.
Yeah.
This is.
Oh, okay.
That's you, and that's the thing, right? So that's where I have you.
Oh, okay. I don't want to get all the way down there, so I guess I won't move. I'm going to stay where I am, and I'm going to shoot Mr. Viper Zero, who has the ball, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And just took a crap ton of damage.
He did.
So yeah, I'm going to shoot.
So he's 2 zones away if you're shooting at him?
Yeah, he's far distance.
Okay, yeah.
That's still okay.
It doesn't matter because I rolled a 15.
Oh, okay.
Over 12.
All right.
So I just spray bullets everywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
And since I didn't move, I guess I have a second attack.
Yeah, you can try again if you want to make a reactor roll, or you can do some kind of ability thing, or
Are you feeling lucky, punk?
So if I do a sword attack in addition to this, because I have a submachine gun and a sword, so I'm like one in each hand, I guess.
Unfortunately, there's nothing close enough to you unless you move to be able to hit.
Oh, I thought I had a guy in this one.
No, he moved.
He's in the middle
zone.
Okay.
One off.
In that case, I'm going to take my it's a little lame, but I'm not going to do anything. I'm just looking to see if there is anything of use I can do. Test an attribute to complete a task. Yeah, I'm hoping that Catbox is going to be able to punch this guy out and throw me the ball. So I want to stay down at near this end zone in case we get that opportunity.
Okay.
Is there any kind of like repair I can do, or not really?
Not really.
Okay.
Because repairing is resting.
Right.
So yeah, no, you don't have time to like get out of your mech and crank some stuff down or anything like that.
Well, the system looks like it has some interesting role-playing abilities, though.
Yeah.
Scanning for hostile combatants, detecting a weak point on a foe, scrambling enemy communications.
Yeah, I mean you could do something.
Let's do that. Let me.
Presence is also for like intimidating enemies. Overcoming fear.
Yeah, there's some stuff that's outside of like the combat side of this that you can do for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to I think Paladin 0 is the one closest to me, basically. Paladin Midnight, rather.
No,
Nomad
Raven's
closest.
Okay, I'm gonna scan his mech.
Okay.
And see if I can detect any vulnerabilities. No.
No.
Oh, and it's with disadvantage even. So.
Yep.
Double no.
Yep.
Oh, and I got a 1 on the other die.
Oh.
Dang. Okay. Yeah. You tried. You scanned him, but he's like, you didn't get anything outside of the typical scan of like, yeah, it's a mech.
Yep.
I get on the comms of the team and I'm like, I'm starting to think this arena is rigged against us, boys. There's something funky going on.
But now that it's your third player's turn, he is going to open fire because they're coming at him. They're only one zone away. Because you put him one zone out from the goal zone, right? So he's
Yep.
So he's just gonna go and just start shooting at them. Somebody want to roll for him?
Go for it. You have better luck than I do, Gavin.
I don't know. We'll find out. I rolled a 5.
5. Well, that's great. That's wonderful. Yeah. So he's going to be aiming, obviously, at Viper 0, right? Because he's got the ball. And that is going to do... So go ahead and roll for me a D6.
5.
5. Cool. 7. Oh, buddy. That is all of Viper Zero's armor gone because he needed it to not be dead at the moment.
Nice.
But he is badly off. There's he's smoking from various holes that have been shot through his mech. The mech itself is just dispersing stuff from his reactor out. Yeah, he's not doing very well. Cool. So it's his
still
turn.
alive.
He's there, but he's not doing
scary.
so great. Definitely bullet holes in the faceplate of the pilot's compartment, So he's gonna try to pass the ball. I get to roll a die because I'm doing some NPCs in the background. Where's my I don't have a D20 anywhere, do I? I play a lot of games that don't use D20s, so there we go. D20. Okay, yeah, he succeeds. He succeeds in passing the ball. If he had failed, it would have dropped, and you would have been able to pick it up there, Grave Master, because you're right next to him. But he succeeded. So he passes the ball to Paladin Midnight, and then he's going to try to slam a fist down on you.
Nice.
Grave Master, because you're right there underneath him. So go ahead and make a mobility roll.
10 out of 15. Got it.
Cool. Yeah, so he misses you. Just slams his fist onto the ground. Because you're just too quick. Just too quick in your heavy mech.
Nice. That's right.
Paladin Midnight is going to run forward 1, and he's going to try to make... He's like chest bumping Catbox, who's standing in his way. And he's going to try to make a shot.
Uh-oh. Block it, Catbox.
And I'm on the comm. Kick him in the Jimmy.
Kick him in the nards. Mechs don't got nards.
He will when I'm done with you.
And he got a 10. So
It sounds like a success.
Paladin Raven or Paladin Midnight. That is a success.
Oh, they scored.
No.
Boo.
So they get the shot. They get 1 point. Death by Robot. And everyone just starts screaming.
Oh.
Everyone's like, "Ah!" And like music, do, right? It's like, do, and the mechs, a couple more missiles into there,
Oh.
confetti raining down. As Death from Orbit scores a point.
Well fought. Well fought. We'll get them next time. Next point's ours.
Yeah. So now you guys do. I will give you a basically a timeout. We'll say how this is. We'll scratch the 3 timeouts thing, and we'll have like brief timeouts between. This makes more sense, I think.
All right.
As they reset, because you got to reset, right? You can't just like rush back to your thing. So they go back to their side, and you just get to take and do like a little Healy type moment, recharging the reactors and whatever all. So.
Okay.
For that, you're resting. This would be a short rest. It's supposed to be 1 hour. I'm just gonna say this is a few minutes, but we'll call it a short rest.
Sure.
So you're gonna because this is just gonna be a brief one. We're not gonna go all armor points back to normal, but we'll say 2 armor points, and
Okay.
and then you can you just bump your reactor die back up 1. How about that? As like a brief
Sounds
rest.
good. Yeah.
The enemy's also resetting their hit points too.
They are getting 2 back, and they're bumping up their
No.
reactors. So they're not. He's not. I mean, or armor points. So I mean. Oh yeah, did you guys lose any hit points?
Yeah, I lost
Virgo did.
a few.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a d8 and just or whatever number it is before your hit die, and then just give that back to yourself.
Okay, I gained 2 back, so I'm nearly full.
Okay. We'll go ahead and do that for Viper Zero, just briefly because he is kind of low.
We pounded on him.
You did. I mean, don't get me wrong. He didn't get he's not back at full. He's not even at half. But he's close, right? Close to half, essentially.
Nice.
But he only got 2 armor back, just like the rest of you guys. So, I mean, keep pounding on him like that; it may not last. But Paladin Midnight, he's one of the heavier ones. So, like, for him to score is pretty big deal. So there's like this thing of like, well, scoring 3 games ago, and this whole thing on the announcers, and there's commentators probably somewhere on the national networks talking about this particular goal while you guys are resetting. Yeah. So the oh man, okay, cool. Yeah, all right. So now we're gonna do this again, where the ball launches, right? Launches out. You guys get to make a initiative roll to see if you get to it first.
Yes, 13 under 17.
Yep.
Cool.
9 under 15.
Yeah, both of you get there. You're the middle. Do you want to do the same strategy as before, where you give the ball to Virgo and see if he can move it down the field?
I'm all for it.
Cool.
If he is.
Sure.
All right. And then, of course, we've got Catbox hanging out by your goal. He didn't do a particularly good job of being goalie, but he did pound on Viper Zero for a little bit to, push him over the edge, essentially. Who knows what would have happened if that guy had done the thing. Okay, so you guys have the ball again. They move 1 forward, and that's where you're at. So there's 1 distance between you guys and then them.
All right, so we are at the middle. No.
Yeah, you're in the middle.
There's 1 zone between us, so they're at far.
Yes.
Okay, so they're just outside of their goal box. Okay.
Yep.
Green is Virgo. All right. Did Virgo catch the ball?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so I'm gonna lead off with fire. I'm just gonna sit, brace myself, pull out my beam can. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use my maw beam. I haven't showed off my maw beam yet.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stand in the middle and arch out my chest and roar in his direction. And this is presence, which is one better than my power, so maybe I'll have a better chance at hitting. Oh, and because there was a score, our system of presence is reset,
yeah,
correct?
Correct.
Okay. Go, Gadget Mom. Yes, 5 out of 14.
Cool. Make a hole for me, Grave Master.
Who are you shooting with the maw?
Oh, I was definitely shooting at Viper Zero.
Of course.
We're gonna put this guy down.
Yeah.
And this is a shot right at that 4th logo on his arm.
Okay.
9 points.
Oh, yeah, that's everything he's got. That'll take him out.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll take him out. Even with the armor points, that'll take him down. So your maw cannon just blasts out, and describe to me how it drops Viper Zero.
Actually, he was getting beat up all over the place, and it hits him right in the hip, and it severs one of the mech legs, and he just goes toppling over in the smoking wreck.
Yeah, he's gonna need some massive repairs to, get back out in the field. Now, here's the thing: is he's probably gonna be out for. Well, I mean, he might be able to do repairs during halftime, but he's probably gonna be out for the rest of the game. They do have a player they can trade in, but they have to get him off the field first. And, it's not easy to move a mech off the field. So you guys will have some advantage for a minute, which is part of the game. This is part of the Mech League game. You drop players so that you guys are the ones rushing the field, right?
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead, and he's going to be right there. And he's going to stay there for the rest of this bit until we have like a halftime or something. And then maybe I'll bring him back out. But maybe they'll just transfer in a new player, and you won't know what's going on. Cool. All right, so he's down. You take him down. He just drops smoking wreck, and you hear the crowd, like there's like shock, right? And then like those guys that were cheering for you are like, yeah, right? Some people start going like they start going Grave Master, Grave Master, Grave Master, from your maw beam.
Yeah. All right, we got him, boys. Let's press the advantage.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to do anything
So
else?
I'm gonna.
You get to do. You had
Oh,
things.
sorry.
I was step forward 1.
Okay. Bam.
Yep.
Just still like intimidatingly because your mouth is closed and
Menacingly
smoke is still
leaning
coming
forward.
out. Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Cool. Now we'll go to Virgo.
Okay, I'm gonna go forward 1.
Okay.
And try to light up Nomad Raven.
Okay.
With the submachine gun.
Yeah.
So power. Finally, yeah, 8 under 12.
Nice.
And I don't have any bonuses to damage.
No,
Now,
that's what the
reckless
that's what the
attack.
heavy ones are for.
Right. Reckless attack. I can do -2 AP to roll an additional damage die.
Yeah. So you'd roll 2. So in your case, you'd roll 2d8s if you minus your armor points by 2.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, like I have to, stow the shield or something, but then I just go full rock and roll with the submachine gun on
Correct.
this guy. Man, low rolls. So 2 and 3, 5 points of damage.
Hey, it's 5 points of damage.
Yeah.
All right, so 5 points. We'll go ahead. Okay, yeah. He tries to throw up a shield. You chew through some of his armor, and then you can hit some of the core components inside.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. We'll say Catbox is over there trying to pump up the crowd. He's just like waving his hands in the air, trying to get the crowd to like cheer for you. Actually, you know what? Let's make a presence roll for that. Let's actually do that. Somebody roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
Go.
You go. Okay. Oh no! 18 over whatever his presence is.
Oh yeah.
And I'm saying over because it probably is.
Yeah, definitely is.
Yeah.
Not enough. Not enough for me. But he's standing there. He's like, yeah, come on. Yeah, come on.
He's an awkward silence.
It's like Green Bay defensive line trying to get the crowd to make some noise while their other team's planning the play. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So then we'll go to them doing a thing. We'll have Nomad Raven shoot back at you for the same kind of deal. He's gonna try to shoot back. So go ahead and make a mobility roll for me to see if it works.
Sure. Yes, 10 under 17.
Cool. Yeah, he misses. And then he's gonna step forward. So now he's in close range to you.
Okay.
But yeah, so you move forward, and then we'll have Paladin Midnight. Paladin Midnight is going to sort of kneel down, right? Just sort of hunker down for a second, and then shoot at you. With a beam cannon that he has on his person. Go ahead and roll. This is you again, Virgo, because you have the ball.
Right.
Roll mobility again.
Mobility.
Yeah.
4 under 17.
Cool. So the beam misses, just passes you, slams into the sidewall. That sort of protects the arena. The crowd cheers a bit. You just do some kind of move. How do you dodge this one? I want to know.
Yeah, well, I think when Nomad Raven started shooting at me, I just kind of dropped and rolled to get out of the spray of the bullets. And then I stand back up when when that burst is done and see the beam cannon coming at me, and I fall right back over backwards.
Got it.
So I'm not making any progress in any direction, but I'm falling down a lot.
Right. But the beam still
staying low.
Yeah, the beam passes over your head and just slams into the side. Cool. Yeah. So those things happen, and then we go back to Gravemaster on your turn.
I'm wondering if there's a way to slam Nomad Raven out of the way, like a physical charge or a shove or something. Because ideally, I want to free up Virgo so he can move without getting an attack of opportunity. That's my hope. Is there a way to shove him, like a charge?
Good question.
Or at least tie him up in melee so that he won't get an attack of opportunity. That's probably a module that I don't have. Well, let me run over with I got my gun out still. All right, so no.
I mean, yeah, if you want to do a power roll to see if you can push a Virgo into the next zone, I might allow it, just for narrative's sake.
Okay. So I hadn't fired with my beam cannon, but I am holding the beam cannon still. So I kind of use it in front of me, and I basically try to bum rush him. So that's what I'm trying to do. All right, let's see. Get out of the way, boy. And I rolled an 18.
Oh.
So you just sort of slam into him.
Yeah, bounced off.
All right.
Anything
else?
Do you want anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to jump with my glide thrusters into Paladin Midnight's zone.
Okay.
So if he tries to leave, he'll get an attack of opportunity.
There you go. Yeah, that's clever.
Oh, good thinking.
Yeah. That's fair.
So right. I'm in the same zone with Nomad Raven right now.
Correct.
Yeah.
And one more zone from where I can take a shot.
Correct.
Yeah, you step forward once, you can shoot.
Yep. So I'm going to actually, with this giant kettlebell ball in my hand, I'm going to spin and just give him a haymaker with it.
Okay.
Just smash him right in the jaw with the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
roll power.
Power.
Yeah.
7 under 12.
Okay.
And do you just want normal hit die damage or one less?
Yeah, it's gonna. Well, technically, the rules say one less because this would be an improvised weapon, so we'll call it one less.
Okay, fair. So D6, 5.
Woo-hoo. Nice.
Was it Raven that had taken the 5 points last turn?
I think so. Yeah, that's who I shot at.
So I accidentally like put us on standby for a second, but it's fine. I clicked the computer when I was trying to pick up the paper, and so it went to my like opening screen. Temporarily, we're back. We're all good.
Nice.
So I'm sorry, it was 5 you minus from him, right? It was
Yeah.
who you hit before, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go to 6. Okay. Cool. All right. So then you slam him with the kettlebell right in the face. People are like, oh, you know, they like, basically people really like it when the mechs slam into each other.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so now I'll move into the penultimate zone.
Okay.
The zone before the end zone.
Yep.
And that's my actions, but I'll prepare to take a shot.
Yeah, you moved out of attack of opportunity. There's an attack of opportunity that goes now because you moved
Cool.
Past him. So go ahead and roll mobility for me to see if he hits you.
Okay. Yes, 7 under 17.
All right, so you succeed, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yep, so he misses.
I'm noticing that we're doing a lot better on our mobility rolls than our power rolls.
Yeah, mobility is like my one really good thing. But
Yeah.
so maybe I should go ahead and take attacks of opportunity more often or risk it because it's
Yeah, right. So like because you're so mobile, you can risk it more often and probably succeed in not getting hit.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. So the difference between the two of you both have like some pretty good mobility, but mostly because you have really good mobility as a stat, and on the other side, Gravemaster has the glide thrusters that allows him to move a lot more frequently. So that's how you both are good at the attacks of opportunity thing. So that's why you guys were chosen to play in Mech League.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a staggering system and I'm not using it. I'm not making most of it. I have a 16 on my systems.
Yeah, you do. You have pretty good systems.
Cool.
Cool. All right, so then you moved into that zone, and we'll go ahead and roll a d20 again for me to see if Catbox over there can pump up the crowd.
go for it.
All right.
Someone who can roll well.
Debatable. That's a natural 20.
So conversely, people are like ignoring him now. Like any attempts to pump up your blood are just bad.
Yeah. He's gone in. He's gotten a little bored over there, and he's gone into some kind of like bad break dance.
Catbox would be better if you didn't flip off the crowd if you're trying to pump them up.
He's trying to do the robot, and it's like the two. It looks, instead of being janky like it's supposed to be, like these rigid movements, it's like loose.
It's too smooth.
Yeah.
Hilarious. What is this guy doing?
Not helping you out. That's what he's doing.
Oh my goodness.
All right, cool. So, right, we'll go back to oh wait, it was you guys did your thing, so then it's them. All right. So because you're face to face with Paladin Midnight is going to take a swing at you with his axe thing. So go ahead and roll your mobility, see if he hits you. We'll go ahead and say -2 because he has a +2. So we'll go ahead and -2 on your roll, right?
Mm.
So your roll will be 2 less than whatever you roll. That's you. Sorry, you, Gravemaster.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I thought he was going after the ball.
No, he was going for you. You stepped up to his face. You got in his face.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. All right. I rolled a 4 under 15, so I'm good.
All right, you're good. Yeah, you're absolutely good. Yeah, you just deflect it because you're deflecting.
Block it.
Yeah. All right, and then he's going to he's gonna move. He's gonna move one forward because he's gonna try to shoot at you from behind, or shoot at Virgo from behind. But because he moved, that's an attack of opportunity. You can go ahead and swing at him.
All right.
I think you had your gun out, so this is like a melee type of
Yeah,
thing.
and I hit. I did have my gun out still.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'd have to roll disad because I rolled a 7 under my 13 disadvantage. I rolled a 4, so I hit either way.
Nice.
This is a D10 plus 2, 3 points.
Well, it's one less because it's an improvised, because you're kicking him, right? Because I don't think you can attack of opportunity with your gun. I guess you could. Yeah, I guess never mind.
So I rolled disadvantage.
Yeah, that's
and I still hit.
Yep, cool. That's fine. Yeah,
but then I rolled minimum damage, so it's 3.
Well, that's fine. No, we'll just call it that. That's good enough. All right. So then 3. Go like that. All right.
So where was he moving? Into the goal or into?
He was moving toward the center, so he moved one away from the goal.
He's next to the Nomad Raven.
Yes, he is. He is right next to Nomad Raven. He was doing that on purpose because he wanted to be able to shoot at Virgo. Speaking of Nomad Raven, Nomad Raven is going to submachine gun at Virgo right now. So Virgo, roll your mobility and try not to get shot.
Ooh, I am shot. 18.
Ooh, okay. We'll go ahead and throw. Well, I'll just roll this. Why not? Give some variety here.
I will say that
5.
Possession, successful attack against orb bearer transfers possession to attacking team.
Oh, you're right. It does. It does say that. Thank you for pointing that out to me. All right. So the ball gets knocked loose in this 5 damage that you took. So you'll have to separate that between your armor and your hit points. And the ball breaks loose. And they scoops it up. So now Nomad Raven has the ball.
Okay. Behind us too. Yikes.
It's the strategy.
Oh boy.
So what zone is Nomad Raven in?
He's the one right behind you. So you're between him and the goal for their side. So he's got to run. He's still got to run all the way across the field. But yeah, he's closer to his goal than you are.
Okay. I'm going to
looks like this.
move.
I've got a downed mech right there, and then you two, and then them two.
So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to number these zones just for fun.
Okay.
I'm going to number the one that we're in close to their zone as 1.
Okay.
2, and then 3 is the middle line.
Got it.
4, and then 5 is down where
Easy
Catbox
enough.
is.
I'll count that.
Okay.
I'll do the same thing.
Cool.
So you guys are in zone 1, and they're in zone 2.
Yep.
All right. So Nomad Raven has the ball. That son of a gun has my ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to move into his zone and attack him with the sword.
Okay.
Recklessly.
Ooh, recklessly.
Yeah, I want him to drop that. I want my ball back. Oh, and it's no good.
Oh, no.
17 over 12. So I miss, and I assume I still take the, loss of the AP.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. So you miss him. But we'll go to Grave Master and be like, Grave Master, what do you do?
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, I'm going to stay in zone 1. I'm going to fire into Nomad Raven with my big old beam cannon. Actually, I'm not going to use the beam cannon. I'm going to use my Maw Beam.
Okay.
Presence attack. 9 under 14. That's a hit.
Nice.
See if I can roll better than minimum damage. Yes, 8 points.
8 points for Nomad Raven. Okay, well, 8 points is the exact number of armor and hit points that he had left. So you drop Nomad Raven with this Maw cannon slicing through him, doing some damage. Go ahead and describe the damage you do to him.
I'm just going to hit him right in the arms that are holding the ball.
Yeah.
And blast him backwards.
Okay.
Does the ball pop out and come to me?
Ball pops out. It can either go to you or it can go to Virgo. However you want to play it, I'll allow that.
So I'm gonna take it to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then with my free move, I'm gonna dash into the goal zone.
Okay.
backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And then my last remaining power, if I have to roll a reactor die, I can.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a shot.
Roll your reactor die and then take a shot.
Reactor die. I rolled a 1. So I do downgrade to a D4. Yeehaw. But it's worth it. He shoots. He scores. Tried. Power shot. Scored a 2.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool.
We're on the board.
Squad 3 just scored a goal on the reigning champions. The crowd explodes.
And taking out 2
And
mechs.
dropped 2 of them, yeah.
Yeah.
So the crowd is just like, right? Everyone's screaming. The mechs are like they want to fire, but they don't have your confetti, so they're like. So instead, they're like, there's like the machine guns, like just fire, right? Like,
Yeah,
getting everyone
we don't even have colors. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's like embarrassing.
Maybe after this, your coach will or your squadron commander will give you some colors.
Nice.
But yeah, score a goal. So now we'll they go and they start trying to clean up. They're not going to replace the 2 guys because they're holding back their one other player. But they will give them back some HP. So for your HP, we'll go ahead and roll your everyone who's taken some damage. Roll your hit die and see how many hit points you get back, and then
All right.
you'll gain back. Let's roll this one. You will gain back. Whoa, nice! You're gonna gain back 4 armor points. For those of you that have lost any, so up to 4. Right?
Okay.
I have not taken any damage, so
I'm nearly perfect. I'm down 1 HP, but
nice.
otherwise fine. So
All right, and then so this goes back up to 5, and so in the break, Viper Zero is sort of they just sort of bolt on some armor to him, like refuel him a little bit, and he gets up. He's like all like really you can see him like trying to move the arm. It's like but he's like trying. So he gained back. So he's at that, and then I gotta roll this guy real fast. Okay, yeah, he's back in action.
okay. And do our reactor dies recover too?
Oh yeah,
By
that's
one?
right. Your reactors go back up by 1.
Okay. Pump a little coolant in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just some reactor fluid or whatever it is.
Put those control rods in. Take a little rest.
Yeah. Let
There we go.
it vent while you guys are talking. Do you guys
Yeah.
want to talk to Catbox at all before we reset?
So first, I'm going to give an encouragement on how to not dance.
Yeah.
Catbox, come on, man. You got to pick up the pace here. You're an anchor. You can't be embarrassing us like that. And then hey, do you want to come out and do a little offense with us?
I mean, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, squadron commander would probably say otherwise, but yeah, seems fine to me.
Let's press it. Let's press the advantage. Get them while they're down.
All right. I will react accordingly with Catbox in the mix. I'll still have you guys make the rolls for him, but I'll
Sounds good.
pull him in. All right. So, reset happens. They're in their goal zone. You guys are in your goal zone.
All right.
So now we're gonna do this initiative again. Yeah, to see who goes first or who gets the
All
ball
right.
first.
Succeed on Grave
Like-
Master.
Yeah. 5 under 17.
Okay.
For,
I got a 3, and then scored an 11 for Catbox, if that matters.
Cool. Yeah, Catbox. That's his mobility, so he actually hangs back a bit because
Okay.
he failed. But that's fine because it'll still be you two get to the ball first, and so technically your team's on the ball first, and he'll be like 1 behind you. and then they'll have moved forward 1. So the way that it looks now is they're in zone 1, you guys are in zone 3, and Catbox is in zone 4.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Do you have the ball, or do you want me?
You take it.
Okay. We might try like some sort of alley-oop play here too.
Yeah, you guys can pass
you
it
can-
too. Yeah.
You can totally pass. In fact, passing is
It's mobility. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Systems.
Systems that pass. Yeah, mobility.
Oh,
is
well, then
same.
I should totally take it
Okay.
because that's my score.
Yeah. So
So-
you carry it down the field and then pass it to him to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see where you're going with this. Which one has
So-
the higher power? Actually.
I've got 12.
I have a 13.
I bet Catbox has.
13.
The lumbering beast.
Yeah.
He was a balanced creation. There are multiple ways to create characters, and I rolled him. I actually roll all 3 of these, but and then I leveled them up. But there's also the mission manual came out with like standard arrays essentially for that, and so it's like there's like the veteran array and the basic array and that kind of thing. So there is actually multiple. There's 2 different character creation methods essentially. But I use the original traditional roll for the stats method, which
Nice.
ends up balancing out in the long run anyway.
I think so.
Mm.
Okay, so you guys have the ball. It's in the hands of Gravemaster. So it'll be
All right,
you guys go
so-
first. So what do you want to do?
I think I'm going to step forward into 2.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna fire from 3.
Okay.
So that's a far shot. That should be just normal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, Viper Zero. He's back. We're gonna show him he doesn't belong on this field. So we're gonna fire at him first.
Cool. It's kind of our field, right?
That's right. It's our field now, boys. Beam cannon missed.
Okay.
But I will use the jet thrusters, glide thrusters to go forward into 2.
Okay.
And then actually I'm going to use and then a move into 1.
Okay.
So I've got the ball in zone 1,
You do.
kind of trying to swarm them, hoping to pass off and free up Virgo there.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Cool.
But you got to come in and do some damage here.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good point, and that goes to Virgo for what he wants to do.
Okay. I'm going to move forward 1 into zone 2.
Yep.
And try again to be near Nomad Raven and Viper Zero. I think Paladin Midnight is maybe a little bit out of my league, but I feel like I can take these other 2, and I'm going to do the static cloud again.
Okay.
Nice.
They've seen it before, but if I can get them screwed up for a minute, then so let me roll mobility. Oh, fail. 19
Ooh.
over 17.
Oof.
All
Not
right.
even a 20. So yeah, I'm just standing there in zone 2 with my deck in my hand, basically.
Yeah,
Your
you
name's
just completely miss. You do the thing where you try to and there's all the shocks and all the things, but they're kind of aware of it now, and so they move. They just step 1 to the side, and your little arcane
Yeah.
thing misses. But you still have to roll a reactor die.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if I can not fail it for once. I fail too.
We're gonna have a talk with our tech when we get there.
I have not made one of those.
Okay, so you're downgrading your die.
Yep, I'm on a D6 now.
Okay. Oh man, this mech. Your mech, man, just uses up all your power.
That's right.
Okay. So it'll be their turn first, and then it will be Catbox because that's how we're doing this initiative thing.
Sure.
Perfect.
So because you are we'll go Gravemaster. Which of the two mechs are you between? Are you between Viper Zero, Nomad Raven, or Bala Midnight?
I actually see it that I'm closest to Viper Zero.
Okay.
So I'm probably between Viper Zero and Nomad Raven.
Got it. Perfect. That is exactly how I had it set up too. So we're on the same page. All right. So you're between both of them. Well, that being the case, the Nomad Raven, because he does have a sword, he's going to slash down at you. Make a ability roll to not get hit.
All right, here we go. Dodge 18 under 15. Or I'm sorry, 8 under 15.
Ooh.
So I dodged.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
Yeah, I did. I was an 8, not an 18. Sorry.
And then he's going to move to try to step in with your guy Virgo there. But oh wait, you have the ball, don't you?
I have the ball.
Yeah, I think he's gonna try again. I'm gonna roll a reactor to see if his reactor goes down.
Nice.
So go ahead and roll mobility again.
Dun, dun, dun. Dodged again. 11 under 15.
Cool. Well, his reactor went down one, so
Yeah, punish him, boys. Punish him.
And then since Viper Zero only has a heavy cannon, he's just gonna fire upon Virgo. And so go ahead and make a mobility roll.
Sure. 12 under 17.
Nice. That is good enough. So he's just, chain guns, just misses. And then he is going to kind of try to lumber forward so that he maybe gets a kick attack or you on something when you try to pass him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Paladin Raven is going to, or Paladin Midnight, not Paladin Raven. Paladin Midnight is going to move forward 1, and then he's going to fire his gun upon the ball carrier, Gravemaster.
No. Count my luck. Hold out. Oh yeah, natural 1.
Nice. So you not only do you dodge his beam cannon, but you dodge it in such a way as to look cool. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like he didn't even shoot at you, like he targeted the wrong zone, the wrong area, right? Like phantom version of you that he shot at or something. Just making him look bad. He's trying to be the reigning champions. So this goes down to Catbox. What does Catbox do?
I would say he moves forward and shoots at Paladin Midnight.
Okay, moves forward 1 and shoots at Paladin Midnight. Go ahead and roll.
So he'll be in middle zone 3.
He'll be in zone 3, and he's going to be rolling. He's got the heavy. He's got a heavy gun. So,
all right. So adding 2, 17.
No, you miss. So he misses. So he goes firing at Paladin Midnight. So now he's shooting at the guy that shot at you. The guy that missed, he's shooting at that guy. And that's how that goes down. And now we'll go back to you guys. I think it was Gravemaster went first. So Gravemaster, it's your turn. You do have Nomad Raven all up in your biz trying to chop you down.
Is that going to affect my shooting the ball?
There's 2 things that will we'll say yes in that he's being aggressive, in which case according to the things you'll have disadvantage on your power roll to try to shoot because he's trying to be aggressive to you.
Okay. So what I will probably do actually is take a shot at him with my gun.
Okay.
The beam cannon at disadvantage.
Sure.
And then I'll pass backwards, hopefully negating the disadvantage since he's kind of blocking for the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pass backwards. That's what I'm going to do.
Lateral.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, this is the lateral. So disadvantage roll on the gun against Nomad Raven. Missed with a disadvantage. I rolled a 19.
Okay.
But passing backwards, I rolled a 19. It didn't matter.
So you pass backwards, and Nomad Raven intercepts the ball.
Oh, bugger. All right.
But it is Virgo's turn, and Virgo, Nomad Raven, is 1 zone in front of you, and he has the ball.
Okay. I'm going to move up to him. He's in zone 1, correct?
He is.
Okay, then I'm going to move up into zone 1.
Okay.
And do the reckless attack again with the sword.
Okay.
Try to chop
take
him
an attack
down.
opportunity from.
Oh, you
Power
do.
to
Yeah,
Midnight
you
now.
do. Sorry, roll mobility from
Sure.
Viper 0 actually that you're moving past.
2 on the die for the mobility.
Okay, you're good.
So I duck that, come up, and just give him like the wide open power slash with the sword. 6 under 12 for my power.
Great. All right, so go ahead and roll the damage die.
Okay. So 2d8, but I'm down 2 armor.
Yes.
10.
Ooh, snap. All right, he will shank off a bunch of it with his armor, but he still has to take a bunch of it. So that's yeah, you hit him real hard. He is not doing so hot. You slice through him pretty heavily, cutting through a lot of his armor, cutting through the center. There's like that sort of hot molten thing, as you slash into him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he because of that he loses control of his arm and he drops the ball. So you can scoop it up.
Okay, I'll scoop up the ball.
Nice.
So you now have the ball. And that was everything. That was your move and then your attack.
Yep.
Cool.
That's right.
All right. Okay. So because now you have the ball, Paladin, Midnight, and Viper Zero are both going to try to target you because they don't want you to try to score.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll mobility for me for both of them.
Twice. Okay. First one, 3. Second one, 6.
Right.
I'm okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're both just
Ducking and
firing upon
diving.
you. Yeah, and you're just moving around it. Well,
And they're both in zone 2?
they are both in zone 2.
Okay.
They are going to move, both of them on their turns are going to move forward to zone 1 because they're going to try to be super aggressive.
Dogpile.
Mm-hmm. And that leaves Catbox. What does Catbox do? He's a zone away from everybody.
I think he should just step forward again and fire.
Okay, who's he firing upon?
I'm thinking Viper Zero. He's still probably. Oh, you know what? Nomad just took 10 points of damage. He stepped forward. He should take out Nomad Raven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make a power.
Virgo,
roll.
you want to roll this one?
Sure. 5.
Nice.
My
Even
dice are back to single digits.
even with the +2, that's still enough to succeed. So yeah, he absolutely just trounces on Nomad Raven. Do you want to, for funsies, roll a d10
Sure.
Add 2.
and then add 2? Yeah.
All right. I rolled a 3, so 5 damage.
That will be enough to
Nice.
take Nomad Raven out of the equation. As-
Again.
Stay down.
The organist in the stands is up there like playing womp womp. womp.
Yeah, Nomad Raven, he just pummels him with bullets, just knocking him to the ground as he's like, and just hitting the body of this mech. He's just tearing it apart with his bullets. Dropping him to the ground. And he is out of the equation. Cool. Now going back to you guys, so it would be Gravemaster. What do you want to do on your turn?
Well, I want to finish off Viper.
Okay.
So I'm going to drop my cannon and switch over to my great axe.
Okay.
And do a spinning backswing. All right. So this is that's roll 20.
Oh, no.
I missed.
Where does the great axe go?
You right, embedded up in the outfield there.
Critical failures. Critical failures. I don't see anything for critical failures. Max reactor die, everything max resting, gaining levels. Testing, modifying goals, advantages, advantage, okay, 2d20.
Oh, if you roll a 20 when avoiding an attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anything happens. I think you just miss.
Woo!
Yeah.
We're gonna miss badly.
Don't think I need to roll to see if you hit your friend.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think you're fine. I think you just miss.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you just.
And then I'm gonna jet forward into the goal zone.
Okay. Jet forward into the goal zone. Okay. Now we'll go to Virgo. You currently have the ball, Virgo.
Mm-hmm.
You are 1 zone away. You can shoot from here.
Yeah, I'm.
Or you can move. You know, whatever you want to do.
Well, it's just. Gravemaster's kind of used all of his actions,
He
so
has.
I don't know that the alley-oop is really well set up.
But
But
you can
if-
shoot it from where you are and
Yeah.
should be able to just try to score.
Yeah. So, but I've got someone in my face
You
too.
do,
right?
yeah. Someone who's gonna try to throw you off a little bit.
Yeah. I'm going to. I guess it's not really going to help.
Well, what you could do.
I'm gonna,
so here's an option. Sorry, I know you have an idea, but here's what you could do.
I have an idea.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to. This is not my strength, but I'm going to try to fake him out. That I'm going to feint with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
So like I go to, and he has to put up stuff to parry,
Mm-hmm.
but then instead of attacking, I'm going to shoot the ball.
Got it.
So I'd like to make a presence attack
Okay.
for the feint.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll allow it.
Nice.
Natural 20.
Doesn't fall for it.
Oh, wait.
Oh, you
Adaptable
reroll. You re-roll.
robotics.
Yeah. That's right.
Make that a 2.
Oh.
Nice.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah. So he falls for it.
Okay, yeah. I fake him out of his socks and then take the shot.
God, nice.
Take the shot.
Nice.
So power to shoot.
Yep.
6 under 12.
Nice.
Nice.
Ball goes through the ring. It does a thing. And everyone starts like screaming again, and like the machine guns go off. They're stomping. You hear people start saying, Squadron 3! Squadron 3! Squadron 3! Because not only have you dropped 2 mechs in the reigning champions, you've dropped both of those mechs twice now, and you've dunked twice on those guys. So, like...
Good fun.
And now...
Yeah, and then I just finish with like I tap the sword at Viper 0. Just like
yeah, and that will reset everyone, and it will be halftime now at this point.
Nice.
okay.
Do you guys want to take a break now that it's halftime?
Yeah, actually.
Let's take a break, and we'll come back after halftime. So everyone else at home, you get to have a halftime break. Go get yourself a snack.
All right. Right on.
Okay.
Oh
I'll
no,
be
I
right
don't have
back.
I don't have my pause screen up. Oh no. Well, we'll go back to the opening for a minute. We'll just go back to that one.
Nice. Be right back.
All right, well, we're back again from our halftime show. There was some kind of show that happened during halftime. I don't know what it was. It was a bunch of pilots flying around in circles doing like Blue Angels maneuvers or something in the air or something. Probably some drone like coordinated movement things. Maybe a dance or two. I don't know. I don't know what it's like in the future in Lodestar Alpha. I don't even know if you have to wear like spacesuits everywhere you go. I guess it's up to me, right? Because the elegantness of the Mecha Hack is that a lot of the role play stuff is sort of freeform, and you can kind of do it however you want. And then like the core rules are just these rules. The addition of so we have the core book. Since we're back from halftime, I'll go ahead and do the halftime show is me telling you about Mecha Hack. That's gonna be the halftime show
Nice.
for you guys. But there's the core book,
Nice.
the Mecha Hack, which came out in I don't remember what year, 2017 or 16 or something like that. 2018. That's when it came out. 2018. The core book right here, based on the Black Hack. And then recently they had a Kickstarter for this one, the Mecha Hack Mission Manual. So this just came out like a year ago. And it's very good. The core system is the book. The mission manual is actually like 3 times larger than the core book.
Yep.
But it makes sense. The mission manual is some additional build options and some additional modules and some additional like trinkets and consumables and stuff. Because there's also other things. I could have given you guys some consumables, but I figured for the game let's just focus on the core abilities and then maybe we can figure out the rest. But there's like consumables and other stuff, and then it's got some world building things. But then the mission manual is obviously mostly missions, like the one that you guys are in right now, written by several people within the Absolute Tabletop community, and not just the core guys. So the core guys wrote like basically everything here, and then this one has like various adventures, and that's one of them. We've got this one here, written by just one of the members of the community. So that's that. And then the next one I'm running called Sewer Duty is written by Jim Moreno, another guy just in the community that like submitted an adventure to them essentially. So yeah. But yeah, it's a very simple system, so it's fun. And I forgot to mention that the addition of the mission manual added actions for your pilot to do outside of the mech. So in the original rules, it was like, here's your mech, and you just use the same stats for your pilot, like whatever, like don't worry about it. But they added with the mission manual, they're like, let's add a layer to that, and they have what they call on-foot skills. Essentially, each of the stats has 2 skills. So like power has athletics and combat, mobility has acrobatics and stealth, etc. And you essentially have these skills that your character does, right? And so you get like a bonus to the die roll for those skills. So you can do some things. So like espionage and systems espionage, for example. So intellect is for hacking things, and then espionage is like the thing. It should be under presence, but they've got other things under presence. But you're sort of stealing information and doing things like that. It was really nice to be able to do things outside of the mech in our game that we ran, where I had to get out of my mech and shut down the system. That was quite fun to be able to have like extra additional abilities that I was good at when I was outside my mech. Still the same role though, so like my stats would still be like my systems would be like 12, for example. It was same in my mech or out of my mech, but I got to add like additional bonuses because I'm skilled at it, for example. So it's very cool. Okay, so during the halftime, you guys have a brief attempt to talk to each other. This is going to be a rest, by the way, so you'll restore everything back to its full. So all of your armor, all of your reactor dies, all of that stuff. Resetting your characters effectively. But that also means that potentially they reset their characters as well.
Nice. That's all right. They need it.
But you guys have a chance to talk to each other and have a halftime speech. So one member of your team shall talk to the other members of your team and make a presence roll to see if you can automatically take the initiative instead of rolling initiative on the next round. So, does anyone want to step into the role of trying to talk to the others?
I think this would probably be a good time for the veteran to try to ramp up the boys. All right, boys. We showed them what we can do, and we showed them what they can't do. We do more of the same thing. Second round. This game is ours. Easy. We make a name for ourselves, our unit, and we shut them down.
Hooah!
All right. Rolling presents.
Yes.
11, under a 14.
Nice. Okay, so you successfully do it, which means that when we start this next round here, instead of having you roll initiative, you will automatically take the initiative, and so you'll get the ball first.
Nice.
So that gets us to getting back out on the field. Everyone's cheering for you a lot louder now when you get back on the field. You're winning this game, and you guys are the underdogs. So, everyone's like, whoa, what is going on with these guys? And when you come back out on the field, like you've patched up some stuff, you've refilled some things, you've vented off some gas, whatever you've got to do to get yourself back in order. But you notice that they have too. So they come back on the screen. They're not as shiny, and Viper Zero is clearly missing his fourth patch. Because you guys have been targeting that specifically.
Absolutely. Good target practice.
Yeah. But they've got grooves and cuts and stuff, but they replaced the pilot compartment window and whatever other things they need to replace. And so they're kind of back to normal, but with some caveats, right? Some obvious signs that they've been in conflict. And so, like I said, you guys automatically take the initiative. So when the referee launches the ball up into the air to launch, you guys rush forward. And this time, I'm going to say that does Catbox go with you, or does he stay back?
I think he should come with us.
I think we should give the ball to Catbox this time.
He probably has a better power than we do.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys all three get there to the ball. They move forward one, as I've been doing this standard for this kind of situation. And you give the ball to Catbox. Catbox has the ball.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're in 3, they're in 1.
Yes.
Catbox has the ball. Okay.
So who goes first in your guys' group? I'm letting you choose who's first.
Virgo, you want to go?
Sure. I'll move forward 1.
Okay.
And so I'm in zone 2, and I'm going to target try to make a hole for Catbox. Who's in the middle of their lineup in zone 1?
So I've basically been running this game with Nomad Raven as the guy in the middle. So
okay. So I'm going to go up to Nomad Raven, facing off across the distance of 1 zone,
right.
Mm-hmm.
And light him up with the submachine gun.
Okay. Roll
I'm
power.
not going to do a
reckless
attack though. 9 under 12.
Nice.
For 6 damage.
Okay, 6 damage. Got it. Cool. Yeah, you pound him up a little bit with your bullets. Okay. Then is it Catbox or Gravemaster next?
Let's do Gravemaster will go forward.
Okay.
And he'll add some firepower into Nomad Raven there in the middle with my beam cannon.
Okay.
Just missed by 1. I rolled an 11. I needed a 10. But I will actually use that to leap forward into their zone.
Got it.
So now I'm in 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to use my second action will be a presence attack against Nomad Raven. Remember us?
So you moved forward 1, right?
Oh, I did, and I moved forward and fired. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
So you can do a presence attack here next time.
Oh, from where I am?
No. I mean, oh yeah, you could do it. Well, no, this would be a third action. I mean, on your next turn, you could do a presence attack if you wanted to.
You're right. Okay, so I moved forward into 2, fired, and then I'll use my glide thrusters to be in 1, and that's the end of my turn.
That's the end of your turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want Catbox to stand and fire or to advance? Because he's going to get hit.
Have him. I'd say have him stand and fire. And
do we know what his special abilities are? Or
you do actually, and so it actually might have been smarter for him not to have the ball. So Catbox is actually your guardian guy. He's the guy that jumps in front of bullets for you. So Catbox has kinetic absorbers where he can take damage for any mech that's close range to him instead of them. And then he's got an energy shield, so he can reduce damage to himself or to a mech that's in close range or near range actually by 4 or 1d4. And he repairs mechs. He's your technical guy that also, because he's an engineer, that also gets in the way of bullets.
So why don't we have him fire and then pass the ball to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a good system. System is like his thing.
So yeah, let's have him do a far range attack at Nomad.
Okay.
And then lateral the ball over to Virgo.
Yeah, okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
So we're gonna have him fire into Nomad Raven. Mm-hmm. He has a heavy weapon, right?
He does.
Roll the 3.
Cool. That'll do it. So roll a d10, add 2.
That'll be an 8 total.
Cool. Nomad Raven takes 8.
So he's at 14. And then, as his lateral, systems.
Yep.
13.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Sweet.
Right, he's got a 16.
All right, Virgo.
Systems.
Oh, good. Okay. So Virgo's got the ball.
Yep, passes the ball to Virgo. Cool. All right, so then, so now that Virgo has the ball, Nomad Raven is going to try to step in and chop at him, but by doing so, provokes an attack of opportunity from Gravemaster.
So is that close range? So disadd?
Yes.
Okay. Missed with the disadd.
Okay. So he comes up close range and he's going to chop at you there, Virgo. So make a mobility roll.
Made it 13 under 17.
Cool. Yeah, he just dodges the 10.
Was Virgo in zone 2?
Virgo is currently in zone 2.
Okay.
And then based on that, Paladin Midnight is going to shoot at you because you have the ball. Make a mobility roll for me.
Sure. 13 again.
Nice. Misses you entirely. So the shot goes wild. On the other hand, Viper Zero is going to move forward toward Catbox. He's actually going to move twice. And then let's roll the... Oh, but his reactor core goes... And he's down to a very small reactor core. He has a D4.
Nice.
So he's like venting as he runs. He's trying to run in to get into a fight with... Catbox.
So he's in zone 3 now. He moved all the way past.
He moved as much as he could to zone 3.
Would that make him take an attack of opportunity from
me?
I guess so. Yeah.
Nice. Get him.
Yeah, I'm going to. Yes, swing at his legs with the sword.
Okay.
As he goes by, I try to trip him up.
Okay.
So, no, 13 over 12.
Dang. All right, well, it was worth a try. But that'll end his turn, and that'll get back to you guys. I believe that it's actually Virgo first, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've got...
You've got the ball.
I've got the ball, and I've got Nomad Raven in my face.
Correct.
Okay.
He's not looking so hot, though. He's been getting shot up pretty heavily.
I'm going to still have the sword out, so I'm going to whack at him.
Okay.
No, 19.
Ooh.
So he deflects that or whatever.
A failed test by the Orb Bearer transfers possession. So you drop the ball in the process of trying to attack him.
Okay.
Yep.
And does he get the ball?
He gets it. Yeah. He now has possession.
Okay.
Of the ball.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was like for a shot or any action.
Let's just call for shots because that's how I've rolled it so far. So no, you don't drop the ball trying to attack him. Yeah, because I've been rolling it as like when you make a shot because I gave it to what's his face. But technically, it does say failed test by orbital transfers. So any test. Yeah. But let's not do that right now.
Okay.
Yep.
Then for my second action, I'm going to toss the ball to Gravemaster.
Okay. Systems roll to pass the ball to Gravemaster.
Yep. Get it one step closer. 11 under 12.
Nice.
Just made it.
Just make it. Cool. All right, Gravemaster. The ball comes to you. Clink into your possession.
And I'm in zone 1.
You are in zone 1. You do have Paladin Midnight on you, but...
So this is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I take a gunshot with the beam cannon against Paladin Midnight.
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
Yep.
Missed.
Mm-hmm.
Glide thrusters into the goal zone.
Yeah.
Second action, reactor test for a shot on goal.
Yep.
Reactor is a 2. Veteran says, I'm too old for this shit.
Yep.
I'm okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Shot on goal.
Do it.
3.
Nice.
Nailed it.
350. Got it.
Nailed it.
My gosh, we have a passing game. We have a West Coast offense.
We discovered we can pass. We have a few Joe Montanas on our team.
Nice. So you shoot it into the goal. The goal just starts going off like crazy, right? Everyone starts cheering for you guys. You're definitely kicking butt now. Now that you've gotten into your stride after halftime. That was perfect. I was actually thinking the same thing. I was like, if he's with his slider, he could easily just do some action, then slide into the goal zone, like without the attack of opportunity. So that was exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, and I knew I was going to miss.
Yeah, it didn't matter if you succeeded or failed. It says upon an action, you move.
Yeah. Those glide thrusters are amazing.
Yeah. I was like, that's beautiful.
I'd like to thank the DM for providing this broken gen that I never would have come up with.
I was maybe thinking about how I can manipulate the system to be successful playing a game of Mecha Hack, Mecha League.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I was trying to, if you look at all three of them compared, if you look at them, they're all actually an effective team together. We've got one guy who's got extra armor, who transfers the armor to protect his friends and give them back HP and stuff. And then the other one that can help reactor cores and also do reckless attacks. And then the final guy who's really fast and doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity as he moves around the field. This is what I was trying to do.
Yeah, and so he's an engineer. What mech is he piloting?
He's piloting didn't write it down.
The Titan?
He is piloting a Titan, I believe. Yeah, hold on, let me look.
Oh, yeah, kinetic absorbers.
Yeah, the kinetic absorbers, yeah. And his D10 die, right? That's the key. Yeah, he's piloting a Titan. Yep.
Yeah, so we should be sending him out in front of us as a blocker.
Well, especially because if he prevents attacks against teammates and successful attacks transfer the ball, then he needs to be up there soaking up those shots, keeping. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, after we play the game on Sunday, which is Father's Day, I bought extra books so that my kids would have copies.
Yeah.
We're playing Mecha Hack.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So now you guys know you finally got the team worked out that I had planned, like I'd set up when I made these 3 pre-gens. I was like, let's get these guys synergized together to work together to succeed. Yeah. All right, cool. So resetting because of the ball thing, you guys gain back a couple of hit points. What I think I was rolling this one for that. Okay, 3 hit points you get back. If you've lost any, and then the armor. Oh no, sorry, the hit points. I'm sorry, it was the three armor points. The hit points were you guys rolling your own hit die to find out how many hit points you got back. 3
I don't
armor
think any of us
points you got
took
back.
any.
I'm still on damage.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that you guys managed to go through that run without like taking any damage. But you did have a reactor. No, did we not? No, we didn't.
Nope.
Nope.
I had a reactor test, but I succeeded.
Succeeded, yeah, because you're too old for this shit.
Because too old for this shit. That's right.
Yeah.
Being old has its perks in board games.
Yeah. But they got some armor points back, so give them back some armor points. Give them back 3 armor points. Yeah. And then a D8. Okay, 5. All right, so they managed to, bolt some crap armor back on themselves, try to fix things up a bit. They're doing what they can, field repairs in the middle of the game. But you guys are up. You are up by 2 points. It's 3-1.
3-1
against the reigning champions. The crowd is, like I said, the crowd is definitely more in your favor now. People are wishing they had T-shirts. Your squadron commander is trying to figure out how he can try to get T-shirts out to them as fast as possible. Can we get just some really crappily spray painted stencil paint Squadron 3 shirts out to the crowd? How do we do this?
Hey Virgo, I don't think we're going to be Squad 3 very much longer, brother.
He's going to turn your beam blaster into a T-shirt cannon.
Oh yeah, the Iron Man blast.
Nice. All right, cool.
Going right through Viper Zero's hip. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna go again because now it's time to start a new round. So it's gonna be initiative rolls to see if you get to the ball before the other team does.
All right.
So
all right, you can roll. You can roll cat box this time.
Okay, I got 12 for me, under 17. Ooh, not good for cat box. 15 for cat box.
Natural 1 for me.
Okay.
Ooh.
So Grave Master just gets to the ball and then is like, "Am I taking this? What's going on? Hey, you guys want to catch up or what?"
Where are you guys?
Are you picking up the ball, Grave Master?
Yes.
Okay. So then, so the way that I'm gonna rule this is Catbox is actually gonna be because you guys still he failed, but you guys still succeeded. So you guys will get to the ball first before the other team, which will move forward one, and then in your case, you actually got there first, Graveyard, Gravemaster, and probably did some sliding scoop to grab this thing with your thrusters.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you have it, and I'll let you, you're going to act first, obviously, but if you want it to be, I'll give you the chance. It's up to you if you want to be in zone 2 or not because of your slide tackle of the ball.
Yes, I want to be in zone 2.
Yeah. There's your getting a crit 1, a nice. Solid 1. So you are now in zone 2. So you're in zone 2, Virgo's in zone 3, and Catbox is in zone 4.
Okay. And
they're
the
all
enemy
in
is
zone
still.
1.
They're in zone 1.
Yep. I've been ruling that you guys when you guys go forward to get the ball, because you guys keep winning these mobility rolls, they just move forward 1 zone, so they're out of their goal zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works.
And I take it cat box is in zone 5.
He's in zone 4. He's in zone 4. He followed behind
4.
you. He just wasn't,
Okay.
He's just not anywhere near where he can help out the ball at the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. I know that a far shot is disadvantage.
It's a distant shot is disadvantage, actually.
With gunfire, but for the shot for Mecha.
Oh yeah, for shooting, yeah. If you try to shoot a goal from here, yeah, it would be
Shooter
disadvantage.
pass is disadvantage at far.
Yeah. That's why I designed the zones like this, so that you would have to to be in zone
great.
1 at least to try to make a shot.
So I think what I'm gonna do is take a shot with my beam cannon. I'm going to shoot Paladin Midnight, who I see being on our left, his team's right.
Correct, yeah.
So I'm going to take a shot at him. Hit.
Oh, nice.
Roll a 3. So that is a D10. 7 plus 2 is 9.
Oh, 9.
9 points on Paladin Midnight.
Ooh,
And then I'm going to use that to back up into 3 for free with the glide thrusters.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take another shot at him as well.
Ooh.
Reactor die.
Yeah.
Roll the 1. So I'm down.
Oof.
I'm too old for this. Oh, man. Down to D4.
Yeah.
But second shot also at Paladin Midnight. Missed.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey. Yeah. You tried.
Little showboating.
Yeah. While you hold the ball, right? Like.
That's right. Arm up one hand, gun with the other.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So you're like shooting at him. You're like, gosh, dang, son of a. Well, you're like, missed that second shot. But hey, you still pummeled him pretty heavily. In fact, you cut through his armor. He decided to apply all of his armor to drop that number down. So you cut through a decent amount of his armor. He's a little bit beat up there.
Nice.
But cool. Okay, Virgo, you're standing next to your friend, who just backed up to be in the same zone as you. He's got the ball.
Yeah.
There's a gap between you and the bad guys or the enemies, right? The other team. What do you want to do?
So I'm gonna calm. As I'm doing this, I'm going to calm to Catbox and say, "Move up here." But I'm going to go forward into Zone 2 and also unleash with the submachine gun at Paladin Midnight, and I'm going to do it as a reckless attack.
Okay.
So I'll lose the armor.
Okay.
Are you staying in Zone 3?
No,
No,
I
he's
moved up
moving
to
to
Zone
Zone
2.
2? Okay.
Yeah. So I hit with a 5 under 12 and roll 2d8
Ooh.
for 9.
Ouch.
And then I'm going to stay there because I have to.
Do you want to describe how you drop Paladin Midnight?
Yeah, I'm going to run up and just be like, "Hey, you like that? How about this?" And just rock and roll right into him. And again, like the driver window is like all crackled and speckled.
Yep.
And you just see like a plume of smoke coming out from something vital, where, motors have overheated or something like that. And he's just frozen up from the barrage of fire.
The gunfire that's just pummeling him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So he's out for the moment, thus leaving just Viper Zero and Nomad Raven on the field. Cool. All right, and then it is Catbox. So Catbox, you wanted him to do what now?
I just told him to move up.
Okay. So he's gonna move up. He's gonna move up 1, and he's now side by side with Virgo. Do you want him to do anything else?
That'd be a double move going from 4 to 2.
No, you moved back 1. You were in 3. Oh, I'm sorry, Virgo. I meant Gravemaster, not Virgo.
Okay, yeah. So he's in 3.
Side by side with you, Gravemaster. Yeah. He's
So he
protecting the
should
ball now.
fire. He should fire.
Yeah.
Okay. And who's he shooting at?
Nomad's taking damage. Paladin's out.
Yeah,
Nomad's fresh.
Nomad
No,
is not
he took
fresh.
damage
Nomad's
last
taking damage.
round.
Viper is fresh.
Viper's fresh. Yeah, Nomad Raven took damage last round, so let's have him fire at Nomad Raven.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got this one. Oh, and rolled a 10. Plus 2 is 12. He has an 11, though, doesn't he?
He, for power,
Yes.
he has a 13.
Oh, that's a hit.
Nice.
That's a heavy weapon.
Yes. Nice. All right. So D10 plus
D10. 7 points.
7 points to Nomad Raven.
Nomad Raven.
Shoot. Yeah. Bashes through his armor. Slams him quite a bit. They're definitely not doing hot. For reigning champions, they whoo boy. They're not doing hot at all. You guys are just gonna drop them and be like, now we just walk into the goal zone and then just an automatic like score. They just tap it in.
Layup.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, just pummels him. He's still up, but just pouncing into him. Just all these explosions all over coming out of his machine.
Nice.
Cool. Then they're gonna react. Ooh, okay. He doesn't have any more armor ones, so you're gonna do a special action. Well, I guess Viper Zero. They're just gonna probably hunker down and shoot at you guys. Viper Zero is gonna go ahead and hunker down. He's gonna try to shoot over to Grave Master to try to just knock the ball free. So he's gonna make an attack. Grave Master, please make a mobility roll for me.
Mobility failed. 16 over 15.
Okay, you lose control of the ball.
No.
This is very weird for the control to transfer over to him because he's 2 zones away. But
Yeah.
I don't know, gravity pulls, weapon bouncing, things.
Graph
like
control, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
They have arena controls. There's a guy up in this booth.
that. Yeah, right. It's all rigged.
That's right.
Yeah. So he gains control of the ball. So now Viper Zero has control of the ball.
All right. How much damage did I take?
Good question. It's a D. Oh shoot! It's a D10 plus 2.
Woo!
So I'm gonna go ahead and say that it is 7 damage that you take.
You can roll.
Nah, I'm not gonna roll. I'm just gonna give you 7.
All right, I'll take 7. I will 3 off my armor points
Mhm.
and 4 off my hit points.
Okay. Well, and then Nomad, who's basically been getting shot at, but Nomad Raven's gonna take 1 move forward. He's gonna be in zone 2 now, and he is going to try to shoot at you as well. So go ahead and make a mobility roll for me to see if you take more damage.
More? They're picking on me. Crit 1. Got it.
Nice. Yeah, you just like that. That didn't matter. You're like, I got shot already. I don't get shot again.
Like,
You just do some kind of like spirally dive or something, and the bullets just miss you as you move around with your cool glide thrusters.
those things rock.
All right, and then Paladin Midnight's out of the fight, so it goes back to you guys. I believe it is Gravemaster first.
Well, I will step forward. No, I'm going to stay where I am in zone 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to fire at Viper Zero with my cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm going to use my Maw Beam this time.
Okay.
Presence and no disadvantage. I rolled a 2, wouldn't have mattered. So that's a hit. D10 damage is 4 on Viper Zero.
Okay, 4 damage.
Yeah. So do I get the ball back?
Yeah, it was a successful hit. So yeah, you transfer the control back to you.
All right. I will use my free movement to dash forward into 2, and then I'm going to lateral it over to Virgo.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Cool. Yep.
Fire on the ground. Oh, I rolled a 3 under 16.
Nice. All right, Virgo.
Nice.
Ball lands in her hand.
Okay. All right. I've got Nomad Raven in my face, or at least in my zone. So I'm going to swing at him with the sword. I'll drop the light machine gun and swing at him with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have to drop it because they're both one-handed weapons.
Well, but he's got the ball. Whatever. Narrative.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
and I rolled
by
a nine.
drop,
I
you mean it like you let go and it swings on its whatever thing that keeps it attached to your body.
Yeah, or it goes
Fair
back
enough.
to its magnetic clamp or
Yeah,
whatever
exactly.
it has.
Nice.
But regardless, I rolled a 19 on that, so I missed him with the sword.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move. Yeah, let's move to zone 1,
Okay.
and I'll take the attack of opportunity from Nomad Raven.
Make a mobility roll.
Okay. 7.
Hey.
So we miss each other.
Yeah. You missed him, but he missed you, so it all worked out. Cool. So you're in zone 2 now, or zone 1 now. Sorry.
Zone 1, yeah.
All right. What's Catbox gonna do?
Probably he should try to take out Nomad Raven.
Okay.
With some shooting,
Okay.
and then move up 1.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he can still keep, because you're still, if he moves, as long as he stays at least one zone close to the ball, then he can use his abilities to help with the ball carrier.
Oh, nice. All right.
Because his things work in, his kinetic absorbers work when he's in close range, but his like damage, his shield works in, near range, so he can at least help somewhat to reduce the damage that people are taking.
Okay.
Yeah, but in order for him to dive in the way, he's got to be in the same zone as the ball.
That's a 13 versus his power.
Right. That is the same number. So
You've gone silent, Scott.
What? We're gone silent.
Oh, maybe it's me.
No,
it was me. I was leaning on my volume button.
Ah, okay.
And
yeah.
turned my audio all the way down.
So So the 13 is exactly his power, so that would be a miss technically.
Oh, okay. And then have him move up into zone 2.
Okay, he's in zone 2. All right. That's where he is. All right, so now we've got these guys trying to figure out what to do with you guys. I think that Nomad Raven is going to try to attack for the ball. So he's going to fire upon you, Virgo.
Okay. 11 on my mobility.
Cool.
So I juke and jive.
Juke and jive. And then he is going to he's actually going to attack Catbox with disadvantage. Let's just do this. I'm gonna roll like this. It doesn't matter. Catbox totally gets out of the way of it, so it doesn't matter. He's fine. Because I rolled a 3 on the die. It was the first one, and I'm like, well, okay then. So he's fine. So he just gets out of the way. And then Viper Zero is going to shoot at you. I'm going to, for the ball, I am going to give you advantage. So go ahead and roll mobility with advantage because he's firing at you at close range.
Okay. Yeah, made it.
Oh, yeah.
8 under 17.
Cool. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. So now it goes back to you guys. Grave Master, what do you want to do? You're in the same zone. You're in zone 2 with both Catbox and Nomad Raven.
Nomad Raven.
And then Viper Zero's in zone 1 with your partner, Virgo.
All right. I'm going to fire at Viper Zero.
Okay.
With my beam cannon.
Mm-hmm.
5, so that's a hit. 5 plus 2 is 7.
Okay.
And then I will jet forward into zone 1.
Slide.
Slide, slippity slide. And I'm thinking I'm going to go for broke with another shot, point blank, rolling the D4 reactor die.
Okay.
Too old for this shit. Oh, got a 4. So this add on this roll, firing at him again, point blank. I almost got him, but I rolled 13.
Okay.
So that's this.
Okay. I mean, hey, you're making risks, doing things.
I wanted to see the single berserk because what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to boost your reactor, but I won't if you want to
he
see
wants,
what
he
that's
wants to
like.
go berserk.
Just for gameplay, I want to see what happens. You
Yeah,
know,
sure.
if I can push it.
Okay.
Cool. All right, Virgo.
All right. So I've got Viper 0. I think I'm going to take another swing at him with the sword
Mm-hmm.
and then try a shot.
Okay.
Try shooting the ball, as it were.
Yeah.
So no, 18 is a
That's
miss
a miss.
with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And probably do I get like an attack of op, or am I at disadvantage?
It's a disadvantage
trying to
for the
take-
shot because he's going to be all up in your grill. He's being aggressive.
No, I'll tell you what I'll do instead is I'm going to lateral it to, or just like pass it off since we're right next to each other.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a handoff with the ball to Gravemaster.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I can roll something if you want, etc. Since he's trying to, whack and hack at me.
Yeah, why don't you do mobility roll, but I'll give you advantage because you guys are in the same zone. You're just trying to hand it off rather than throw it.
Okay. Good thing. I had 9. The other die was a 20.
Yeah. Well, you would have re-rolled it anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you handed it off. So now it is in Gravemaster's hands.
All right.
And Catbox is currently in the same zone as Nomad Raven, and it's his turn. What do you guys want him to do? He can basically chain gun Viper 0 if you want, or
I think he should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll it.
All right. Catbox hit. 5 + 2 is 7.
Nice.
Oh. All right, so Viper 0 goes down. This gun just
Yeah, he does.
just chews him up. He's disabled, and it just leaves Nomad Raven. And then I'm going to dictate what Catbox does. Catbox is going to move forward into the zone 1 only because now he can jump in the way of Nomad Raven's attempt to steal back the ball.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
So now you guys are all 3 in zone 1.
Uh-huh.
And it's Nomad Raven's turn. Nomad Raven is obviously going to try to attack Gravemaster, who has the ball.
Yes. Yep.
So go ahead and make your mobility roll.
So how does this work? If I fail, then he can intercept?
Then he intercepts, yep.
I failed because I rolled mobility exactly. I rolled a 15 under 15.
Then what's going to happen is, because of his special ability, he will instead leap in the way, and, so he jumps in front of the bullets and takes the damage, essentially. And so the damage from him would be, say, 4. So Catbox will take 4 damage, which he will use 3 from his armor, because he then leaves him with 4. And then 1, so he's at 16. Got it. Yeah, he's fine. I mean, he's totally fine. You've seen him take, like, a lot worse. A lot worse. Cool.
Oh, that's the kinetic absorbers. Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And now, so that then Nomad Raven is going to move forward and try to be in your way if you try to take a shot.
All
if
right.
he doesn't know what you're going to do, you are slippy, slidey all over the place.
I think we know what we're going to do.
All right. Well, tell me what it is, because it's your turn.
All right. Well, I'm going to open fire on Mr. Nomad Raven. I'm going to use my Maw Beam. Natural 20. Fail.
Oof.
Eek.
But dodge into the goal line.
Does your Maw Beam require a roll of your reactor die? No, it
No.
doesn't. No, it doesn't. No.
It's just a presence to deal.
Yeah, you're fine.
And, well, that's off a character sheet. Let me just verify in the book.
I don't think it. Yeah, I think I would have written it, but let's check.
Hybrid. Oh yeah, it does.
Oh, my
I
bad.
have not done that.
Yeah,
Omitted from the character sheet. My apologies for not testing.
that's fine.
All right, reactor die. It's a 4. Good.
Okay. So you probably should have gone berserk at some point in this game because you should have done that a lot more. Reactor die rolls.
Possibly. I think I've only
I've used it like
2
3
or 3
times. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I'm in the goal zone now.
You are now in the goal zone. Yeah.
I will roll my reactor die because I'm gonna try to shoot.
Okay.
Roll the 2. But Vet says I'm okay. I'm okay. And shot for goal. 12 under 13.
Nice.
Nice.
That's a score, boys.
We're
going home.
Bunch of screaming again. At this point, everyone's just like, Squadron 3, where have you guys been this whole time?
We've been working.
Yeah. These guys have been getting
We've been
fat,
earning our
like,
money.
Exactly. They've just been fat or living off of the wins from all these championships, and we've been out here fighting for you guys. This is what happens when you're lean and angry.
That's right. Oh, good stuff.
All right, so Paladin, so Viper Zero, and Paladin Midnight are done for, but they have a replacement. So, they let's see if they can patch up. Let's see how many guys get back. Ooh, oh hey, that's a good number. 4 armor points come back. If you guys have lost.
Nice.
Okay. That should fix cat box.
Yeah.
That'll fix me.
Yeah, I'm good. Hey, I have a question,
Yeah.
Scott.
Yo.
When I do the reckless attack, do I just lose the 2 armor points for like until the reset essentially?
Yep.
Okay. Just that's how I've been playing it, but I wasn't sure if that was like till the end of the round or something.
Yeah, no, it's a exchange thing, right? Like you're sacrificing the armor to do the cool thing.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So it's not something I want to do like repeatedly.
No, you don't want to do it constantly. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if this was like an actual adventure and not a thing where you reset constantly, then you'd be like, crap, I can only do this like 3 or 4 times per adventure, right?
Right.
Yeah, or I guess 2 or 3 times per adventure, essentially.
But I'm wondering are there modules that would increase your armor? I see
Yeah,
ones
there is.
increase hit
So
points.
Lodium alloy adds a +2 to AP, so that would give him another time doing it. But yeah, and so you get a new module for your mech every 3 when you're at 3rd level, 6th level, and 9th level. So
Right.
in theory, if you wanted to build a character, you could build a character that essentially is like a 9th or 10th level character that has used all 3 of those to add more armor, and then you would be doing it a bunch of times. But usually the armor that you'll have will be 5 armor, and then if you have the Lodium, you'll have a +2, so 7. So you could do it 3 times each game session, essentially.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, loading melee it increases your max armor. There's nothing that heals armor in the game.
There actually is. It's the. I'll have to find it. There's one more. There's one. It's like a cloud. It's like a nano cloud or something, where you replace missing armor.
Okay, nice.
The static cloud. There's nano shroud. You as a use action regain 1d4 armor points. Roll your reactor die.
Is that in the base rules?
Yep, base book. It's a defensive module.
Oh, there it is. Oh, look at that.
So there are ways to do it a couple of times. So if you build a character on this just using this pilot ability, you could build a character that does it like 4 or 5 times per game session.
Okay.
But it's still balanced out that you're only going to do it that many times, right? And you're suffering each time that you do it. And you have to
Right.
you also may be unlucky in your nano cloud where you only get 1 armor point back. So
Right. Fair enough.
So yeah, so there's ways to pull it off if you focus on it. So the key is basically much like in many other games, if you focus on a particular build, you could do it in this game just like in any other game where you're like, this is the build I'm aiming for. I'm going to maximize for that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep. Okay. So resetting everyone back to the standard set and regaining some things. The replacement that they pull in for Viper Zero, because he's just been dropped a bunch of times at this point. The reason why they could just repair Battles in Midnight is this was the first time they've had to repair him. Versus Viper Zero, this is like the 4th time they've had to repair him. They're like, listen, you're out, okay?
Yeah, this shit's no good.
Yeah. And of course he's like, no, coach, keep me in, and he's like, nah, kid, you're out, right? And they replace him with Echo Colossus, who's this big titan that just sort of lumbers out. And he's essentially their version of Catbox, right?
Mm-hmm. Catbox. Such an irreverent name.
But this is Echo Colossus.
Okay.
All right. So once again, we're going to do an initiative roll and just roll mobility and see if you succeed.
Yes, 8.
Fail.
Okay. And then somebody want to roll a d20 for me for Catbox.
Sure. 16 probably won't do it.
No, not at all. Not even close. All right. So you because you guys mostly failed. What's going to happen is that Virgo will be at the ball.
Okay.
I am going to put I'm actually going to put both Gravemaster and Catbox in 4, but I'm also going to move the enemies, the Death from Space, up to 2. So they're
nice.
right there.
Okay.
So there we are. So yeah, so it's got there you are with Virgo at the front. And the way that normally initiative kind of works is that it's like you go first and then the enemies, right? So in this case, I'm going to say that Virgo will go first, then it'll be all of the guys from Death from Space, and then Gravemaster and Catbox.
Okay.
Yep. So, Virgo.
Okay, and I forgot to write it down. So we have Viper Zero got dragged off the field.
Yep, and he was
basically
replaced with he was replaced with Echo Colossus.
Echo Colossus, but Nomad Raven and Paladin Midnight are still in.
Correct.
Okay. Just so I'm writing like NRPMEC. Okay, let's see here. I feel like I should stall for time to instead of just rushing right at the goal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to open up on our good friend No Man Raven with the submachine gun.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm probably going to actually drop back with the ball to zone 2.
Yeah, I agree.
So
yeah, I agree with that.
Or zone 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
So shooting, no, 13 over 12.
Okay.
But then I'll just step back to zone 4 and let my big guys absorb some damage.
Yeah.
And, have Colossus or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Have Catbox there.
Right.
Run as they come forward and attack. Yeah, and then they can run some interference.
Yeah, it's clever. Okay. Cool. Then they're going to basically, I guess they're just going to hunker down and shoot at you and try to knock the ball out of your hand. You're going to have to deal with 3 mobility rolls to see if you get shot.
Okay.
Woo! Do it
All right.
one at a time, though. Declare your attacks.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, Paladin Midnights. I got a 12 under 17. Nomad Raven, 6 under 17.
Nice.
And Echo Colossus, 15 under 17.
That's fine. Those all
made it.
work.
He's dodging like a ballerina.
Yeah. Just like not getting hit.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, not today, son.
We call this dancing between the raindrops.
All right, then we go to Gravemaster and Catbox for actions. Gravemaster, what do you want to do?
I think I will fire a fire on Nomad Raven with the beam cannon.
Okay.
10 plus 2 is 12 under 13, so that's a hit
Nice.
for 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage?
Wow.
Yaw, 7 plus 2.
Jeezy creasies. Okay, well that gets rid of all of his armor again. And then
I will use glide thrusters to leap forward into zone 3. And then I'm going to use my presence attack to try to psych him out.
okay.
I thought you guys were good. DFS stands for Death from Space, but I think it stands for Dorks from Space.
Oh, burn.
But I missed.
Sick burn, I guess. What about Catbox? What does Catbox do?
He's going to go second, so he should stay where he is and just fire.
Okay.
Yeah. He'll fire at Nomad Raven, I think.
Okay. Make a power roll. Get under.
Yeah, that'd be a miss.
Okay.
16 plus 2 is 18 miss.
Yeah.
He's too busy laughing at my stupid
He's
joke.
like, dorks from space. Yeah, dorks from space. I get it. It's as bad as just trying to pump up the crowd.
Good
All
fun.
right. Cool. Then we'll go back to Virgo. Virgo, what do you want to do?
Okay, I'm going to.
Catbox could do one other thing if you had an idea for what you wanted him to do.
He could step
sorry.
forward, and then Virgo could step forward and be protected as he does his attacks.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm thinking.
definitely.
Okay. Catbox steps forward.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Virgo. What do you want to do?
Okay. Sometimes going very last in initiative order is just like going first.
Yeah, not bad.
You know? Yeah. So I'm gonna step up next to him into
Okay.
zone 3
Mm-hmm.
and shoot again at Nomad Raven.
Okay.
With an 8 this time
Whoa.
Nice.
Okay.
for 3 damage.
That is fine because that is the exact amount of hit points he had left.
Oh my gosh.
So you took him down with your submachine gun. Just sliced through him. He just disabled mech on the field again.
How's it feel?
Focus fire, boys and girls.
Yep. You have Echo Colossus and Paladin Midnight both on the field without they still have a decent number of hit points, hopefully. But yeah, no, you've dropped another one. It's like your main strategy here is just destroy the enemy team and then score. And it's been working out great for
And
you.
then walk. Yeah,
That's the Dwarven Blood Bowl team strategy.
right.
The best offense is a good offense.
That's right. But we're scoring goals.
Anyway, all right. So this means it's now via Echo Colossus and Paladin Midnight's turns. Paladin Midnight is going to try to beam cannon Virgo because he does have a gun or has the ball. Make a mobility roll for me.
Okay. 1.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Natural 1.
Just like you just stab aside like he wasn't even aiming at you. Right? It's much like before. It's like, what is he shooting at a fake target version of me? What is happening right
Right.
He's holding the ball out. And they're shooting at the ball, and he pulls it away. And
Yeah, it's like
Swing it
Bugs
away.
Bunny.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could have rolled systems. No, your mobility is way better than your systems. Never mind. For the defense. But then Catbox is gonna get shot at by the heavy gun from Echo Colossus, who doesn't want you guys moving forward at all. So somebody roll a d20 for me.
I got it. 10.
Cool. So yeah, that would
Nice.
be under both his mobility and his systems. So I'm gonna say that he uses systems to like defend because he's way better at that. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It was way under both. So either way, he manages to not get hit with the damage. The bullets like fly at him and they just kind of like arc away. Right. That's how his system is affecting it, where he's like throwing off their targeting. Cool. All right. So cool. It goes to then. It is Gravemaster's turn. I was trying to figure out whose turn it was.
All right. So I'm going to kind of rotate left in our screen in our zone just to be a little closer to Paladin Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Not a move action, just a description. Going to fire with my beam cannon at Paladin. 6 + 2 is 8. That's a hit. 7 points of damage. 5 + 2.
7 points of damage.
Yes, sir. A nice average on a D10.
Okay, he has 1 hit point left. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. He goes down
Oh, jeez.
from your beam cannon. So you
Nice.
disable Paladin Midnight.
And then I'll dodge forward into zone 2, standing next to Echo Colossus should he try to do something silly,
Yep.
like move.
But that okay, and that's just a move. That's not. Is that a move or is that your? Just
No,
your
that's a
ability?
glide thrusters. I have an extra action.
Yeah.
I'll just hold it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Actually,
Sounds good.
no, just for fun. Let's test the reactor, just for fun.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot at him again from point blank. Roll the 4. Good.
You're good. All right, but go ahead and shoot.
Disadvantage on the attack.
Yep.
19 missed.
Okay. I stand corrected, by the way. Double checked. It is mobility, unless he has a module that says he gets to use system. So I read that wrong. He does
Oh,
not
okay.
have the module that allows him to use system. So never mind. He just always mobility. But it was under anyway. 10. So it's fine. All right, and now it is actually Catbox's turn. So Catbox, I assume, is going to move forward, or do you want him to attack first?
Attack
I think-
first, then move.
Yeah, fair.
Shoot and move.
Do
Best,
you want me to roll?
Best strategy. Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
Okay. Yep. So shooting 12 under his power.
12, and then he's got a +2 because he's using a heavy weapon. So is that a 14?
Okay, so 14
Yep, so that's a miss.
probably does miss.
Yep.
But he's going to move forward anyway
Yep.
and get right up in Echo Colossus's grill.
Yeah, both. There's now both Gravemaster and Echo Colossus Catbox all up in Echo Colossus's grill.
Nice.
It's being like, yo, what's up? What? You want some of this? You got to go through me.
Watch Virgo do the end around.
All right.
Yep.
It is Virgo's turn.
Okay, so I'm going to move into zone 2, kind of to the left of everyone else
Perfect.
coming up the field. Shoot.
So I'm gonna tell you that because you've got both guys trying to be all up in his grill, I'll let you go without an attack of opportunity if you want to move forward.
Nice.
Okay, I'll double move into zone 1
Okay. Just
and
roll
make
your
the reactor
yeah.
check. 7, I made one.
Hey. Finally.
Yeah, so I'm standing there holding the ball.
Yep.
Basically.
You can hear the crowd like going like, go, 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 go.
But that's probably my turn since that was a double move.
That is your turn, yeah.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So Echo Colossus is gonna try to shoot around everybody that's sort of in his way.
Get out of
Try
the
to
way.
target you. But I'll give you advantage because the other guy's trying to be in his way.
Okay. 4 on both dice.
All right, great.
So
yeah, totally fine. Yeah. So he misses you, and then he's going to try to move toward you, so that he can try to like I don't know tackle you or something. But that means he gets attacks of opportunity from both Catbox and Grave Master.
I'll roll this out on mine. Oh, I got him anyways.
Nice.
Minimum damage, 3 points.
Okay.
Catbox with a +2 rolled a 7.
Nice. Okay, go ahead and roll a D10 plus 2.
D10 +2. 7 + 2 is 9.
9. Oh gosh.
3 plus 9. That's 12 points. Nice.
Yeah. Gotta figure out
And I'll say, Echo, enjoying what your teammates enjoyed for the whole game, eh?
All right. Yeah. And now it goes to both of you guys, Grave Master and Catbox.
Well, I'm going to step forward into zone 1, triggering the attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
And then I will fire. So I'll roll my mobility first.
Yep.
14 under 15. Then I'm going to fire with the beam cannon into Echo Colossus. 10 plus 2 is 12. Under 13, that's a hit. 2 plus 2 is 4.
Okay.
And then I'm going to jet back into zone 2.
Oh wow. Just being a guerrilla tactic guy.
That's right. Zooming around and abstain from. Actually, I'm gonna do a systems check as my last action because that was a move.
That was move,
fire,
fire.
dodge back. Okay, I'm good.
Yep.
If you use the systems attack, the systems to try to find the weakness, would that be like maybe getting advantage on the next attack or something like that?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So it's Catbox's turn. Catbox to fire upon Viper Zero.
He should move.
I want to get him like between me and Echo Colossus.
So he should move into 1 and then fire.
You want to move and then shoot with disadvantage?
Move and then shoot.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't suffer a disadvantage if he did it that way.
If he shoots and then moves, he wouldn't suffer disadvantage. If he moves and shoots, he suffers disadvantage. He's currently in zone 2.
No, he's in zone 2, but Echo Colossus is also in 2.
Echo Colossus is in 1. So yeah, have him shoot, and then move.
Yeah.
I misread that. Okay, so then you're right. Shoot and then move.
Yep.
All right. 4 plus 2 is 6. So I think that's a hit.
That is a hit.
And minimum damage. 1 plus 2 is 3.
3. Hey, that's still damage. Echo Colossus is not looking so good, and then he will then move to be there in front of you.
Move into zone 1 and kind of have him block Echo Colossus from me.
Yep, absolutely, so that he can do his thing if he needs to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right then, Virgo with the ball.
All right. If it comes back around to me, I'm gonna. There probably isn't something like aim, but I'm actually going to use like one of my actions to really line up the shot and make, just like take a careful shot and then put it up.
Remember how we said that not everything on the list, need like the list isn't exhaustive. There could be other things. I'll let you do aim. Give you advantage on the shot.
System control?
Yep. 8
Okay, that's a success,
under
it sounds
12.
Like. Yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. So on your shoot roll, you'll have advantage.
Nice.
that was my.
Oh, that was your shot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Oh no, that was a power, not a system.
Got it. Then yes. Then that
Right.
was your shot.
I get it. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. So that was the shot. I spent an action to aim and an
Yeah.
action to shoot.
That's fair with me. I'll call it. Yeah, totally do it. So you score.
Nice.
5-1.
5 to 1.
5 to 1. 5 to 1. Wow. And looking at the time, because the game is almost over, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do this is the score. This is the winning score. Catbox and Echo Colossus get into like a little clash, and since Catbox has like full hit points of like 17, and Echo Colossus currently has 0 armor and only 5 hit points left, he goes down. And so you guys are there, having scored the final goal, the 5 to 1, defeating Death from Space. And since you've completely obliterated their team, it's an automatic forfeit anyway. So you guys just you destroyed them both in points and in physicality. The crowd just explodes. The cannons go off anyway. They don't care if they're raining the wrong colors down. Who cares anymore? Everybody knows that Squad 3 completely trounced Death from Space.
Right, and we have Virgo and Gravemaster like trying and straining to carry Catbox off the field on their shoulders, and just being like squashed under the weight. MVP,
yeah. MVP. That was awesome.
Yeah, and so the your squadron commander, he's all excited. He gives you a bunch of high fives, handshakes. The group that runs the Mecha League wants to talk to you about coming back, and there's a ton of money that's involved in winning, so you guys can upgrade your mechs and like do things and essentially level up. That kind of
Sweet.
Stuff. So you would add like because you would then be level 3, so you'd add a new module and things like that. So when you came back, you would be a little bit better at winning. But you guys absolutely won. And go down in history as having beat Death from Space by like a tremendous margin on your first time out.
Cool. That's a really neat system, and that was a really fun game.
Totally agree. That was a lot of fun. Yes, it's fun to smash NPCs, but it's just a really fun system.
Yeah.
And Scott, you do a really good game, man.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. I try, but also this game was really well done because the rules for the game Mecha League were set up pretty well in the book, right? This is the things. It was pretty good. Like I was like a little bit worried that I wasn't gonna do a very good job, but then I was like reading over it and I was like, oh, this is simple. I just have to make sure that I set up like the zones for movement, and then we're good to go based on the rules as written. So good job to the team that wrote it. Good job to the guys at Absolute Tabletop. And this is a very nice system, very fun. Thank you guys for coming and playing, and I hope that you play more Mecha Hack in the future because
absolutely.
It is a good system.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to sell this to my group at home here. So, hey Gavin, thank you. You're a really fun player. I like your color. You made it.
Thanks, man. That was really, really enjoyable. Are you going to play in the Sunday game?
I was signed up. I was signed up for it, but my daughter is coming through on her way back from her National Guard training.
Oh, nice.
So to do Father's Day things. So I basically had to step back out of it due to family time. So,
family first, for sure.
Yeah. Well, very cool. Well, hopefully you do manage to sell this to your gaming group, and you guys can move into a sleeker system of mech combat.
Yeah.
But like I said,
this game.
There's a lot of options.
There's a lot of.
For when you're building your mech, you got a lot of different module options, and there's that layer of consumables and stuff that I didn't really use for this because I didn't think it was necessary. But there's a lot of customization. So if anyone's like, "Well, I want my mech to be," you could make a very specialized mech, and it'd still be pretty cool. So
no, that's what I liked looking over the even just the core rules was like, okay, this is a really simple and streamlined system, but that doesn't mean it's bare. Like
Right.
it has really interesting options for your build.
Mm-hmm.
So
and you could even probably break the mechanic. You could give players a free module.
Mm-hmm.
You could do the ranged weapon is shoulder mounted. You know, there's a utility module for that. If you don't have to worry about the swapping back and forth of weapons and tons of, you could min max this for days and have just so much fun with it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And there's nothing to say that the game master can't be like, all right, so pick the modules you want, and then I'm also going to give you this like shoulder module, so everyone can just transfer back and forth between melee and range when they need to.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So yeah.
Nice.
Cool. Well, I guess we'll end a little early, but that's fine. I still had a good time, so I don't think anyone's gonna care. If anyone was viewing,
this is a good game.
Couldn't tell if anyone was viewing or not, but it doesn't matter because they'll watch it later when I put it up on YouTube, also on my Twitch video on demand or whatever. People will see it. But otherwise, my thoughts are Mecha Hack is very cool. You should play it. Last thoughts from you guys is: do you guys have any online presences at all or anything you want to share beforehand?
I'm Monster Mike on RPG Geek,
okay,
which doesn't mean anything to most people other than I'm a little bit well known there, and my local group has had a podcast for a long time with like literally 0 listeners. It's called the Chippewa Valley Geek Actual Play and Community Theater Podcast, which is the longest possible name for a podcast.
I think the reason is because the name is so long, it's hard to search for.
Right, CVGAP for short. But so yeah, we've been doing an actual play for 6 years or 7 years, something like that. So there's a fair amount of it out there, and we play everything. It's not just D&D. Like I think it's been more the One Ring than anything else. Yeah. But then like we mix it up all the time with different systems and different campaigns. So it's a big variety of stuff.
Very good.
Very good. All right, so check that out. That name again was the
Chippewa Valley Geek Actual Play and Community Theater Podcast.
There you go.
Just look up Chippewa Valley Geek, and you'll probably find it.
All right, cool.
Nice.
And you can find me anywhere you find Heroic Studios Gaming, which is 2 E's, HEERO, Heroic Studios Gaming. But cool. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and end this stream here. And we'll move on with our stuff, with our whatever we got going on after this. So, bye everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
Bye.